Hey, everybody. We are back. It is Tuesday. It's from the barracks. And um, all red eye. We are like, there we go. We got back. Well, some of us still are not back. And I think, yeah, red eye, you're picking us up. Do you have an earpiece to put in?
I can unmute. You getting
All
feedback
right.
from me?
Okay. Yeah, because we're getting feedback. Paul's still on the road. Yeah, they decided to go sightseeing, which I would have done the same thing. I would have been like riding with them and having a good time on the way back, except I had to get the kid home. So I'm joking for Players Wanted. With me is the man with the mohawk, the king of the hat kappas, Virtue from Miami Airsoft. Anyway,
Oh,
let's do that the right way. How about that? All right, guys. It's not a stream unless I screw up an intro on Virtue on purpose to make him just cringe. But I'm joking for Players Wanted. With me is the man with the high kappa. That was a good fuck up.
One more time. Third time's the charm, buddy. Come on.
All right, everybody. I am joking for Players Wanted. With me is the man with the mohawk, the king of the high kappas, Virtue from Sinister Customs.
Third try, and you still can't even fucking get it right.
I'm doing it right. I'm not even doing it. Down below me is the scare actor himself, the guy that made people wet themselves, Red Eye from the Asylum, and Buck. And Buck seemed to have multiplied. I guess like somebody threw some water on him. So tonight we're going to be going over pretty much almost all things Geigerlands. I think I was telling people that I'm going to try to cut video for tonight. Yeah, I got like maybe a minute's worth of video cut. It's been a hell of a drive. I didn't get back home till like 5:22 this morning. And then had to be woken up and dealing with my stuff that happened with Damien, which I'm going to rant about a little bit later on. Screw the Powder County school system. Screw Mr. Williams, the principal of Driftwood Middle School. Dude, you should just retire right now. Quit your job. You suck as a principal. And thank you again for violating my son's civil rights. You piece of dog shit. Fuck you.
What's his name?
Mr. Williams, the principal.
Mr. Williams is a
rewind here.
Just leave it at that.
It's called Driftwood. Is the name of the school?
Driftwood Middle School. Yeah, we're in Davie there, son.
No. Driftwood. That's like naming your school minimum effort elementary. Like what?
Well, guess what? That's the amount of effort that the administration puts into making sure a kid with disabilities is taken care of at the school.
Yeah, they leave you alone on some Driftwood.
So, oh my God, we're gonna dive into this. So we're gonna talk a lot about Geigerlands tonight. We're gonna talk about Pew Pew at Sea at some point. We're definitely gonna talk about Scorched Earth and everybody that came to this event. That went to Geigerlands. Check your emails either later tonight or tomorrow. You will have a discount code like we promised for coming out to Geigerlands. We're going to talk about the PUBG mini game we did. We're going to talk about all the awesome stuff that happened this weekend. So we'll jump into Scorched Earth, talk a little bit about the storyline that Virtue and I are just going to make up on the whim live.
Nailed it.
So, and then, of course, we're going to talk about we'll end the show off with talking about maybe a little bit of tech time, but at the same time, we're going to talk about some upcoming events that we're really looking forward to. So let's dive right into this and go through. So first and foremost, we have a lot of comments I gave through. Hey, DW Cribs, Anthony, Battle Buddy Initiative. Man, you missed a hell of a good time, Garcia. Ricky Starman, what's going on? Tubbs. Oh, my God, Tubbs. Ella Marie, hello. James, hi. Facebook user. I have no idea where you're going to be from.
Just user.
It happens because when they message, it's on one of the group page. I don't know if
it's Rust Rat.
Yet. It's what?
It's Rust Rat.
Oh, it is Rust Rat. What's up, buddy? Ricky Grant, hello. Horsack. And gotcha. All right. So let's jump into the fun and excitement that happened at Geigerlands. So first and foremost, from the bottom of our hearts, we want to thank you all for coming out and making it an awesome event. It was probably one of the most the best vibe that we've had for an event so far. Things went extremely smooth. We didn't have a single blind man on the field
That's impressive.
during play. Now we did have one person that did not
Decided
listen
to
to.
deflect the lightsaber with his face.
Yeah, yeah. Only one person that got, it's not an event unless somebody sheds some blood. Well, a little blood was shed there. So we didn't have. Now that's not to say that a fire truck didn't have to come on site, because we'll explain that a little bit later. Thanks for that, for Alex and Renee, for that fun bit of excitement. But we didn't have a single blind man. We only had a couple of arguments that happened, but a lot of them were resolved by the players, which was fantastic. Like, I'm sitting in my truck watching, because I was in the process of like cleaning stuff up. I was watching the players work it out amongst themselves without me having a need to step out of my truck. It was fantastic watching that. So we had it was a total of 103 players out on the field, including the NPCs and everything else. And shout out to the guys that came out there just to become NPCs on the fly. Thank you.
Include Rustrat, speaking of which. He showed up and he says, "Hey, I got a character I want to do." And I went, "All right, man, go for it." And literally, he nailed it. Like, the players were like, "Where's Rustrat?" Like, constantly trying to track him down because he came up with something and they were trying to find him.
We had so many guys that came out to set stuff up. It was absolutely fantastic. The band. Let's thank the band for coming out. I'm always skeptical when somebody says, "Oh yeah, we got this coming." I'm like, all right, I'll believe it when I see it. Sure enough, here are these guys setting up drums, saxophones, trombones, and I'm like, all right, they're out there playing. So that was a hell of a lot of fun. It was incredible. It was incredible. So let's jump right into this. Talking about. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, for me personally, it was in the 20 plus years of playing Airsoft as a player and as an admin, a first time ever as an admin, I only had to yell at one person.
And what did that person do?
Well, again, it's a matter of perspective for this. I look out a window and I see him firing towards the chapel. This is what I see. And I yell, "Don't F and shoot towards the chapel." And he pulls the trigger one more time and says, "It's empty. I'm just clearing the gas." And I replied, "I don't give up." He turns around to see who's cussing at him, sees it's me, puts his finger up so the pistol dangles, and just puts his other hand up. I got me heated for a minute, and I went to deal with other stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm sitting there and I'm going, "That's the only guy I had to yell at."
I only raised my voice, I think, once, and that was like right towards the end of when all the asylum were like on their horde of stuff that was set up. I go, admin coming in to address an issue, and they shot me 3 times. I was like, "What the F? I'm coming here to fix your problem." Ow! There's always a concern whenever you set up new rule sets and new things that you add to an event, like camping out on the AO. And let's talk about that a little bit, right? I think the number one thing that a lot of people loved about it was really, Buck?
Right in your front, right at your mic, Buck. Really?
Wow. You can sit in timeout for a minute.
Anyway, camping.
So people came on and they were going through and they enjoyed the immersion of everything else. We're going to talk about some really funny moments that happen later on, but doesn't matter.
We're putting it in the trash.
Loudly.
Doesn't matter. Noise discipline, sir. It was. I'm glad. Not only did the camping on the AO work fantastically, but also everybody cleaned up, cleaned up after themselves. We got a reply from Lauren that this is the cleanest the site has been after we've been there. It's even cleaner than when we did the first event. So congratulations, everybody.
In fact, one of the few complaints she's had was some places were too clean.
yes, there were. So, Red Eye, do you have anything to add about before we start jumping into each day's things that happened?
I want to start by saying thank you for inviting us, for one. It's an absolute treat to have that kind of access. I mean, to be able to play Airsoft in a prison was cool enough, but to be able to have the kind of access that we had to such a historic building, such a cool site was just absolutely incredible. It was a complete treat. And I don't want to say thank you so much for that.
Thank you for
as
coming
far
up.
as
Really made the event.
The asylum goes, we loved scaring the hell out of everybody. We absolutely loved it, man. Anytime somebody saw one of us, they just ran like a little baby. But at the same time, they would run away and they'd come back 5 seconds later and they'd want to talk to us. And the player outcome was great. Everybody was very positive, like you said. There was only a couple little arguments, but it squashed within seconds every time. And it was incredible. Awesome. It really was.
So set up this time around and clean up. We did a really good job of getting there beforehand and getting things set up and cleaned up. With that being said, if you guys want to ever come out and help us out, earn some rewards for helping us clean before the event goes live, we always are looking for people because we always have BBs and stuff that we have to clean up for prior events. It's Airsoft. We're never going to get rid of all of them. But Scorched Earth is looking like it's going to be a massive event. So after Scorched Earth ends, we're definitely going to need some help cleaning and stuff like that. Guys, we really do appreciate your help. We are going to continuously reward players that help us clean the AO whenever they bring up the we're going to come up with like an in-game thing for it for every game that we do for bringing us, especially the EG67 shells and cores. Thursday, setup was easy. Setup was a breeze. We got everything going. We were all ready. We're actually standing around going, what else can we do? Let's go explore. And just went around walking the AO and having a good time. Friday, a few people did. We didn't lock the gates this time because of the player count that was there. We didn't think we had to do stuff. People were so eager. They already had their waivers out, ready to go. It's like, let's do this. So when we opened things up and started letting it going on, there were a couple of people that were like a little upset they couldn't drive their vehicles all the way up and unload. There's a reason why you can't do that and why we have to be the ones to do that for you. But people got set up, and then we had our first safety brief. And during the first safety brief, the first thing that we mentioned to everybody is the doors don't exist. I say again, the doors don't exist. If a door opens, if a door is closed and you can open it, you want to make sure that you can close it and open it again. Even still, I wouldn't trust it. If a door is open, it's not covered. Don't shut it or anything else, because if it closes, there's a good possibility we can't open it again. Alex and Renee, first 15 minutes being on site, knocked their cell door. It shut on them, and they got locked in.
You got to show that clip if you haven't.
I was just going to say, well, hold on one second, because we got a video. I
came over the radio, and everybody that was standing in front of me just saw my face.
I said, what happened? People are trapped in? All right.
I wish it could have gone too, AWOL.
I know. We missed everybody that wished they could have gone. They just couldn't. So, the screen shares system audio.
Gang, don't pew pew at the chapel. Rule number 2 is doors. Don't close the doors, because doors don't necessarily open once locked. So we tell everybody this, and I imagine they're stuck in here.
Hey, what's up? The door closed on us.
So we must have
The door closed on us.
But you see, I'm already looking at this thing right here.
I might be able to hear. Dance of shame. Dance of shame. Not push-ups. It's a dance of shame. Not. That's all right. He's been possessed by a prisoner. Look at that. It's starting to work out already.
So, mind you, I try my keys, can't open the door. I call it over the radio. Matt is somewhere on the property. He goes, it's going to be about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm like, okay. I told them, give me about 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to go do a safety brief. I'm down there doing a safety brief. Next thing you know, the thing I hear is, Woo! I thought it was Jay Rodriguez being a douchebag with his own siren and all that. But then the horn started. I was like, is that actually a fire truck? Sure as hell, a fire truck is coming up. Matt, one of the guys that works on the property, who's also the lieutenant of the local fire department, is driving by like this going, hi. I start laughing hysterically because the fire department is now going up to the building F to let them out. Now, we had a key. I don't have the video of the other side of that, but I think they went up there. Did they not go up there with the big door jam break? Yeah. And it finally just opened up the door. Renee felt like, oh my God, I ruined this event for everybody. It hasn't even started yet. So rule number 1 is don't shoot the chapel. Rule number 2 is
don't close the door.
Doors don't exist. And then it turns out that fire truck is Casey's, the owner of the property. I was like, what the hell? You have a full... Because he told me he bought a fire truck, right? And I'm thinking, all right, well, if you bought a fire truck, it's something that's decommissioned, something that, is rusted or whatever. It's kind of old. No, this thing was... I thought it was literally in service for the town. It was freaking awesome.
It's a fully functional pump truck.
Yeah. I wish I could... So that was like the kickoff to the event, and I'm just laughing. Now, normally we might have, normally people might get concerned or having issues like, oh my God, is this really going to work out? Is this really going to be a good thing? We're already starting off with someone locking themselves in the door. But that was like the only thing that really technically bad happened. People started role-playing right off the bat. They're going around trying to find stuff. They're exploring. They're going through. And then we made the mention about collecting trash.
Oh, dear God.
And when we mentioned collecting trash, we were mostly talking about like the EG67 shells, plastic bottles, and everything else. All of a sudden, one of the groups comes in, and they have 2 30-gallon trash bags full. And they're like, and Smurf looks at me. She goes, what are we giving them for this? And I said, raffle tickets. Go for it. Have fun.
Aaron, I was their first trip.
Yeah. So it now became a scramble because people were like, I want to earn raffle tickets and get free caps for bringing in trash. So people started going through, and we had to reiterate over and over again, don't touch the cereal room. Leave the cereal room alone.
What's the cereal room?
No.
Weren't
You
they?
should have been there.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you.
You should have been there.
Fuck off.
If you know, you know. And the cereal room was where it was at. So, Friday night, I finally am able to get out onto the field, and I got my knife. The asylum's not paying attention. I come screeping in, and I knife everybody.
Yeah.
Except for Misty, because Misty was hiding behind a tarp. I think she was getting changed. We went downstairs and we did a kind of cool, like, little promo video and stuff like that. Well, that was Thursday. Thursday, we tried to do a promo video for you all. No, that failed. The camera was set to time lapse, so it's like the entire promo video is 45 seconds long. Oh,
Yeah.
Don't forget your sock video too.
My
Those
what?
beautiful white gold socks. Your socks
I
are
know.
the video.
Hold on.
I got to touch on Mark knifing the asylum in their sleeping quarters, because sleeping quarters weren't supposed to be able to be raided.
You shut the hell up. They're my NPCs. I can do what I want with them.
You can. However, certain players witnessed this and decided to go knifing through another faction.
No, they did not. I knifed only the admins. I knifed Tubbs. I knifed Red Eye. I knifed Alex, and I knifed Renee. The only other person that was in that building was Misty, and she was behind a tarp, I think, getting changed.
Again,
thank you very much.
You still set the example because
I did.
That Joker ran upstairs and knifed everyone.
Because it hadn't even gotten
Red Eye, back me up on this one.
No, because you were after. It was like 5 or 6 minutes after that happened is when the thing came over the radio. Why is Asylum attacking other rooms? It's like all those people were still at the place. So no.
I talked to the kid. I talked to the kid that did it. He heard that Joker just did it. He says, "What? We can do that?" They sprinted down the goddamn hill and ran in there trying to knife people. And I stopped them at the door, going, "What are you doing?"
Joker, I present you your L. Take it.
And their response
Those are the walk-on players.
The direct quote was, "Joker did it."
No, next time I'm gonna knife everybody.
Yeah, those are the walk-on guys we had. Those weren't my guys. Those were the walk-ons.
At this point, Joker, you might as well just get like a fucking wakizashi or just a rubber katana. And just
what was great
because you get a little bit more distance.
What was even great was I warned Red Eye that he might want to move his generator outside because it's going to be kind of hard to hear, and that's the side I snuck through.
A+.
Ange was with me, and Ange was even talking. I was like, "Shut the hell up! I want to knife him."
It was the only reason I knew what was going on was because the kid.
What's that?
The ironic part of that is that Tubbs and I were actually just talking about you. I think I literally just said Joker, and then 3 seconds later, Joker runs in the room with a damn knife in his hand.
I killed
it. Was great. I saw you come in the room, and the first thing I did is I yelled, "No!" And I started looking for my hatchet.
He was looking. I came running.
I was literally, "Where is it?"
So we had like great chats and great talks. I got a chance to sit down and talk with Alex and quite a bit. When I went out, we were there till about 1 o'clock in the morning that night, and my hotel was 30 minutes away. So Friday night was there was like mistakes made. I should have taken my happy ass to the hotel because I regretted it in the morning, but I was still there.
Jay.
We'll play some of that in a little bit. I'm actually uploading some of the stuff now to our list of stuff here. So it was like really like Friday night. I'll let Sin talk about it and Paul in a second here, but the Friday night vibes were like really awesome. Watching everybody set up their stuff, having a chance to sit down and just talk with like Tubbs, who it was the first time I think I met him was when he offered me a burger. You know, it was really great. So, what were your thoughts? First thoughts about Friday night, Sin?
Friday night was an amazing vibe. Like nobody, like normally at most events, if you start telling people like don't set that there, don't put this there, or you can be here, they usually give you a little bit of attitude because they had something in your mind. But everybody Friday night was like, "Oh, cool, I understand. We'll put it over here." And then meeting a bunch of people from here on the stream that I met for the first time was awesome. And in an awkward case of It's a Small World, or as Smurf likes to call it, Virtue Knows Everybody, I actually somewhat know Tubbs before I actually met Tubbs. Because one of my closest friends back in Maryland is actually one of Tubbs' friends. And we got to talking, and it became, "Oh, you know them too? Oh, you know them too? Holy shit, we may have actually met." Which was cool.
It's like we met at Gen Con 2 years before I even started playing Airsoft.
So like, it was just a weird thing in his connection because he's been on the stream, he's been talking to us for a while now, and to put a face with the name and then realize, hey, we may have actually known each other was really awesome. And then for me personally, the big thing about Friday. Hi, Stu.
Welcome back, Stu.
But anyway, so one of the awesome things about Friday, again, it was the interactions, the personal touches. And when we were setting up the casino in particular, people came over and asked, like, hey, what do I have to do to run a game or something? I was like, pick a table and run your game, but you got to run it crooked. And they all just smiled at me. Because I set up the basic rules for the casino itself was if they win something, they get to keep that and they get out of the door with that item. However, anything else on their body is fair game. So people won things like reactors and reactor cores and got really excited and they made their way out the door. Then they got ganked for their caps.
And we're going to talk about ganking caps and everything else for Saturday because there was like a lot of fun stuff.
But again, but the players who, the one kid, the not the mute merchant, but his brother, was scamming people all weekend at a card table and having a blast.
By the way, we should have made one more award. The role player, and this is like an honorable this is a mention now. Hopefully, it comes to the next event, and we'll give it to him. Mute guy was the best role player, hands down. The dude did not talk all weekend.
And we do mean so. From the moment he asked if he could, he asked me. He says, "Can I be a merchant and mute?" And I went, "Yeah, sure. If you can pull that off." He never said a single word after that.
Nope. That was it.
Even when they were leaving on Sunday, he just waved at us.
Yeah. I was like, say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. Do the epic thing where it's like, you're like Silent Bob. You just say one sentence and that's it. What the hell is it?
Yeah, I know, Jay. He was sound asleep. And we almost got raided. He didn't say a single word. He just goes in, comes out with a knife, and gets on the line at the door with everybody else. Like, I kept forgetting he was there.
I do also want to say, because this is another testament to the fact that how fluid that's probably like the wrong way to say it, how much that we can adapt to the need for change on the field. So we said before that no airsoft rifles were going to be allowed on the field after a certain time, like after 6 o'clock or all that. Well, we came up with a solution. We found a room that we could lock and turned it into an armory. And that worked out so well, so people didn't have to go hiking back and forth up to their cars and all that.
Dude, people were showing up early to put their stuff in the armory because they wanted to go run off and melee people.
It was actually kind of awesome. So be expecting more of that for Geigerlands 2, which is going to be in May. By Thursday, we should have the date of when it is, because it looks like we actually have the date for Syndicate 2, Syndicate 3. Yeah, but we have to make sure Thursday we should have all solidified dates so that you guys can be real happy for all of the events for 2023. But there was a couple of the rules that we changed on the fly to make sure that it flowed better, because the rule sets we bring from South Florida or from Florida don't necessarily work in Pennsylvania and vice versa. So if you're too rigid, you don't shift. The players don't have a good experience. Yeah. We shifted a lot, and the players had a blast.
Yeah, the first meeting we had was we were both talking. It was like, we got to be flexible. Something's going to have to adapt, and we're going to have to do it on the fly. And again, this was the beta test. This was the maiden voyage of this event. And personally, not to pat myself on the own back, I think we did well with adapting and rolling with the punches, so to speak.
We rolled extraordinarily well with the punches, especially when we found out that players were, using their own ammo.
Yeah.
May return to the muskrat way.
But granted, and here's the thing, though. I have to give my hats off to the players. Even though that was occurring, there was not an excessive amount of firefights going on. Like, people were still managing their ammo, which is why it took us a minute to go, wait a minute.
Yeah, it was it was a hell of, like, and we're going to talk about the Saturday stuff where a lot of things like sort of changed what players brought up to us in a second. But Red Eye, what was your thoughts about Friday? His connection went down.
Mhm.
He might be in the mountains right now.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Nothing, man.
Nope.
You sound like a dial-up modem.
Nope. We'll come back to you, Red Eye. No, you're. I can see right now. Let me guess. You're in the mountains. So, yeah, he's in the mountains. So,
Freaking
We're
stupid.
in Savannah right now, actually.
he's. I would say wearing that Hawaiian shirt makes you taste. I think he says taste like a tutti frutti. So let's roll into Saturday, right? Saturday rolls in. I roll in early. Virtue evidently didn't have his coffee, so he rolled in late. Not throwing anybody under the bus.
I didn't roll up late. I was literally exactly on time.
For you, maybe.
No, I was already on site.
No,
I
you
said,
weren't.
"Come back." Yeah, I was.
No, you weren't.
How much you want to bet?
You show up on time, that means you're late.
I ain't betting shit until I
Always
see the
be
camera.
early.
Bam.
So it was really it was kind of funny that I was there early. We went in there, people were ready to go. And he's like, everybody's like, all right, let's get this rolling. They got registered. Registration and chrono rolled fast and quick. All right, let me rephrase then. You weren't on the radio, sir.
Yeah, no, my
until
radio was
after
dead. I had to
8:30.
go back
So that
down to
makes you
Sprout and
late
grab one.
because we were calling for you. I talked to Smurf. I was like, have you heard from Virtue? She goes, I called him. He said, what?
Yeah, because I was literally on my way to Sprout to grab a new radio.
Wait, wait a second. Smurf's got the best response. The time he said he was going to be there, and the time you said you were going to be there were two different times. That is absolutely right. So, Saturday rolls around, and we just have players that are just so excited to be a part of all of it. We were able to get through all the different the safety briefs went fast. The registration went fast. Chrono went fast. Everything went extremely fast and well for everybody. So they got through, got out there, and then we started having the questions pop up. And I just want to give a shout out to Sean Long. Dude, he became the NPC nerd. Oh, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute there, Red Eye. But he was asking question after question after question. He literally had my pocket vibrating like all day Thursday, all day Friday. Saturday he shows up and it's like he goes, "Can I do this?" Like, just do it. Just have fun. I mean, you could do it to pretty much whatever you want within the rules of the game of, not going through. So once people realized that they could start coming up to us with ideas of what they wanted to do, and we just say, "Sure, why not? Sure, why not?" They started bringing us a ton of stuff. Like one dude comes up, he goes, "I got a question." He shows me he has 4 C4 energy drinks taped together with a Russian tag grenade attached. He goes, "Can I say that this is a lifelined C4 thing here? If I die, this explodes." I was like, "Yeah, I would take that grenade off though, so we don't actually have shrapnel. But yes, I do think that'll work." And so he went going through, and nobody shot this dude for hours.
Until
At one point, the asylum had a horde of things that the players needed. So NPC wise, or for the players wise, there were certain factions that really weren't playing to do the whole vault thing. Like a lot of the Sunshine Band Merchant Caravan, we weren't playing to go into the vaults. Our job was to eradicate players when the rat storm came. The Asylum, they weren't playing to go no vaults. They're Asylum. They just want to be eliminated, if you would. So they had a horde of stuff. They had I think a golden stem. They had like 3,000 points in caps. They had food and I believe a power core, if I remember correctly, or at least some way to power a fusion core. And all this stuff was piled up in the middle, and they go into this one room, and that firefight lasted about 20 minutes because they were dug in there so great. And the awesome thing about even that firefight was a player made a mistake on the rules. It was an honest mistake. They kept tossing out their plushie saying good doggy, good doggy, good doggy, to absorb hits when you should only do it once because you just can't pick up the dog and throw it out there again because that'd be one dead dog. But the dude with the C4, who's Asylum based at this point, because people are asking, can we switch factions? Sure. You just can't. But I think you only go down the alignment chain. You can't go back up. Like if you're neutral, you could go either way. But after you go from one extreme to the other, you can't go to the opposite extremes. I mean, how do you go from being a cannibal, killing people left and right, to being a good guy? I just don't see that happening. I can definitely see good people going bad in no way.
Yeah, it's something we have to work on because it's weird. I've always believed that good, evil, neutral is always a matter of perspective, and that's the hard line on it. Because there was a guy out there playing a good character. He was good aligned, and he was like, "I'm going to kill all these evil people," and I'm like, "Don't you think murder is evil?" He goes, "No, it's in the name of good." All right, good point.
That worked. I'm just talking about some of these guys just went straight evil and started eating the flesh of others.
Yeah.
So
yeah. There's things we have to work on that, but yeah. Oh, so yeah, the notice.
We're going to talk about that too. That's going to be all Virtue's fun stuff, what he witnessed. So, Red Eye's like really freezing here. So, this dude's holding a C4 can, and you know what? I'm just going to let the video play out from there.
It's okay, huh?
If I shoot this guy right here, everyone in this building dies, right?
Yes. Wait.
Blow up.
You're dead. You're dead. It's the entire beat. He just killed everybody. I'm like, why? 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 Why'd you kill us all? That's fucking... Here. That was great. Everybody in this area is dead. Somebody was stupid enough to kill everybody. No, we are pink mist. Go back to respawns.
I have to point out right after this happens.
And I realized.
Sorry, go ahead.
I realized I could have said more, but why would you? I said wait, and I was like, I'll just keep my mouth shut. I want to see if he figures this out. He literally said, if I kill this guy, everybody in the building dies, right? I'm like, yeah, it does. And he shoots him, and it's like, you just killed yourself. I'm sorry, you just pew-pewed yourself. I think we just got demonetized.
No, probably. But, right as this happened, so prior to that exact moment, my guys come running back into the casino, and they said, boss, we need you to armor up. This is a tough point. So I'm strapping up, grab my gear. As I get to the door, there's a bunch of people walking out going, we're all pink mist. The building got blown up. I turn around and went, my job here is done.
Speaking of blowing up buildings.
Yeah, you douche.
You're welcome. Red Eye, you're welcome.
Red Eye comes up to me. He's got this thing, and He's got this thing, which, by the way, people, it's just an egg. It's not real. Comes walking up to me in his power armor like this. I said, I will laugh my ass off if you walk that into Sin City. He goes, I won't make it in. They'll take me out beforehand. I said, I got to see this because I had to go down to Sin City anyway. He goes walking in like this, gets inside, and goes boom. Sid's like, you can't blow up Sin City. I go, oh, yes, you can.
No, you can't blow up the non-combat side. Everybody else is dead.
He blew up everybody. It was awesome. I love the fact that happened. So, the C4 thing was a little contentious for a little bit because because they're not at their seat. Red Eye's back.
I don't know
because I have no idea. There we go. So everybody, like, of course.
What? No, what the fuck just happened?
You were gone for like a solid 5 minutes.
One of the guys was leaving, so I was helping them get situated, saying goodbye, being proper, you know.
Light was going, everything was going.
So the C4 guy didn't think through his thing, right? Because I look at it like this. If you come up to me and say, if this drops out of my hand, everybody dies, I would go up, stab you while I'm holding the thing so it does not fall so everybody dies. It should have been, this is attached to my heartbeat. If my heart stops, everybody dies. Would have been a better way to do it, so he wouldn't get touched. It was actually pretty funny because there was like a little thing there. So that's how like adjustments happen, right? And it was a one-time use. And we did raffle it off, and somebody won that to use at the next Geigerlands. So good luck. So that was like, and then the rad storm hit. But you know, we'll go on to that event. Virtue, what are some of the stuff that you saw from like the beginning points and all that?
Absolute hilarity. I sent out my collections agency to go collect debts, and they overhear somebody from the asylum talking about coming down and putting an eviction notice on my building. I reply, no, that's not going to happen. In the middle of this conversation, one of their guys walks in and hands me an envelope. I open it up, and it's basically a threatening letter from the asylum. So I write on it, F you, pay me. I send it back, and I send two of my guys to put an eviction notice on their door and send them an invoice for damages owed for blowing up my building. The poor guys I sent to return the letter got there first, and they say they show up, and the asylum is all looking in one direction. So they walk up, hand somebody the letter, and as they go to walk away, the Sunshine Band and somebody else comes around the corner, and a firefight ensues. They proceed to go running away. While the firefight's going on, my boy walks in, slaps the eviction notice and the invoice on their door, and steals a zombie.
By the way, guys, don't take other people's props.
Yes, I gave him crap
without permission.
So I hear the gunfight going on. I get on the radio, and I'm trying to figure out where my guy is. He goes, I'm at the top of the hill coming down. He is literally power moseying through a firefight with a zombie on his shoulder. It just walks through the entire thing back down the hill. And I went, how'd it go, and why do you have a zombie? And he goes, well, I figure it was collateral. I was like, okay. I was like, take care of that. Don't destroy it. And put it in plain sight so they can come and get it. They can buy it. And it was in plain sight for quite a while. Mini Asylum player came in, looked at it, and carried on about their business. Nobody asked at all until Paul's eventually like, you got my zombie? I'm like, yeah, finally, somebody noticed. That was absolute hilarity. And like as far as role players goes that day, like again, we have basic code of honor, I would say, at Sin City in the casino. And this one kid witnessed a few things happen, and he's like, he says he needs reactor fuel. And I said, here's the thing: you can gamble with your money, or you can gamble with your life. The stakes are up to you. And he says, well, how much money would it take for me to get the reactor? And I went, quite a bit. Or you could just gamble with your life. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to gamble with my life. But if I win, I get out of here alive. And I went, I guarantee you, if you win, you will get out of my door alive. He's about to agree, and he stops and he looks at me and he goes, I at least get to the top of the hill alive. And I went, 10-second head start. He says 20. I say 15. He goes, I can live with that. And I went, can you? He's like, yes, let's gamble. So we set up the table, and we do run fairish games. You're guaranteed to make it out the door with whatever you win, and you will keep it. Everything else on you is a different story. So the kid wins. Like, straight up wins. He grabs it. He's smiling. All my guys are around the prison just kind of stare at him as he's slowly backing out the door, trying to keep everybody in sight. He gets out the door and bolts. He barely gets 10 feet before everybody lights him up. They show up. We loot him for a couple of caps, and then we put the reactor fuel back on his chest. Keep in mind, there are people coming into the building that watch this occur. And they're all like, what just happened? I was like, he wanted to gamble. You want to gamble? Come on in. But like everybody, even the people that died due to gambling with their life had a great time.
See, this is why next year when Geigerlands 2 comes around, I am just content with being lone stranger. Just fucking anybody that's starting to shoot, just fucking.
I mean, there was tons of people that came in. Somebody tried to challenge the mute kid to a dad joke contest, and he maintained his composure. It was absolutely hilarious. I was cracking up.
I want to show this the promo for Sin City. Of course, you have Misty on camera for that entire.
Yeah, that was great.
The execution's outside. So we had one game. If anybody wanted to gamble with their lives, there's 4 cups on the table. There were 3 black syringe, and the other bowl had whatever the item you were willing to risk your life for was. But the rule was, you have to bring 3 people with you. So it's guaranteed 3 of your buddies are going to die. And one of you is going to walk away with it. The hilarity of these friends looking at each other going, you pick first. No, you pick first. I'm not picking first.
No, you want to pick first because your odds that's when your odds are best.
The hilarity. And then one group was like, all right, we're all going to pick at the same time. And then 2 guys pick the same bowl. And you see them both reach for a knife and look at each other. But it was hilarious. And even the guys that died laughed. They laughed as we drugged them outside and shot them.
Virtue is really out here like an IRL Joker with laughing gas.
But
there was a lot of giggles and all that. Who's that down there? There was a couple of points that I forgot to mention. Is like when the game really started kicking off, right? They captured the wrong guy in black again.
Yep.
So I'm over by the battle bus, and I said, I was like, 50 caps for the first guy that brings me the dude in black. And that was walking towards us. I didn't see the other guy in black that had a sword. Alex comes walking off in his and just his Under Armour black Under Armour onesie, right? And
it's called a skin suit. That's our skin suit. That's what we wear.
A skin suit. He just comes out in a skin suit and he's walking towards the shitter. I didn't realize what he's going to go do, but he's walking towards it. And they go running, and then Alex goes inside, and then they go to the other dude in black. I was like, wrong black guy.
Freezing.
He comes. No. This is it's a
It's
it's a
tradition.
thing that just happens at the prison where they always bring back the wrong black guy, which I think is really fitting for a prison if you think about it. How many wrong black guys were actually in jail there?
Oh.
I'm talking about wrong incarceration, man.
Yeah,
It was
fair
bad
enough.
up there.
Still harsh.
Then there was the firefight. So I had to go up and I had to negotiate with the asylum. I go walking up. I really want Alex. I'm trying to like scratch because I forgot to undo my knife on my thing. Tubbs is sitting there watching me, and he pulls out a grenade. I was like, I'm not. So all of a sudden they shoot me. I go down, but I had a golden stim on me because I was medicing players. So I just medic myself. I get back up, and it was like a duel between Alex and I. I was able to clear the hater, shoot him once before I got shot in the leg. Well, no, that's what happened. I went to go duel with Alex. I did the duel with Alex. I got shot. I stim myself. I get back up. I kill Tubbs. I kill Alex again. At one point, Tubbs tries to throw a grenade at me, and I just kick it back at him, and I run, and it kills everybody else over there. It was so much fun stuff in the spans, and none of it got caught on camera because it wasn't. I'm like, come on!
You want to talk about epic stuff that didn't get caught on camera? So I'm in my full get up. I'm walking through 5, and I didn't know the guys behind me weren't my guys. So I turn one of the dark corners in the room, and I know he went this way. He's the leader. Just all we gotta do is take him out. We'll probably get a bounty on him. And they come walking by the room I'm in. It's a dead end corridor. And the guy says, "Where is he?" I step out of the corridor. I forgot. I was vaping. I'm not going to lie. I step out of the corridor. The smoke comes out of my mask and raises up as I pull up my gun. And the guy in front of me just goes, "Oh, shit." I just shoot them both and walk away.
I just got done seeding some props inside the basement. I was distributing all the fuel cell, the power for the fuel cells. And so I saw people coming up from the tunnel. So I think they spotted. Well, they didn't spot me, but they heard the radio go off with the child going. "Meow, meow, 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 meow." So I turned the radio off, and I'm sitting down in the chair just when the tunnel comes up on the left-hand side. They knew I was there, and I saw the lights coming closer, closer, closer. And I go, "Run!" Come out, and I shot both guys. And they're like, the one guy damn near pissed himself, and he goes, "I knew you were there, Joker. I knew you were there."
There was tons of epic moments. The bounty game really picked up Sunday, but we started on Saturday because people kept asking about bounties. So I said, "Sure, I think I have a bounty on you. You should run."
The bounty on Sunday. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
And I gave people a black chip, which is the calling card for the House of Ronin, to take out the bounty. And after you got killed, you came back, and I let you pick the next bounty. Friends screwing over friends was absolutely hilarious. Because they would come back and be like, "Who put the bounty out on me?" I'd be like, "For a price, I can tell you."
I forgot to mention something Friday night. Something really cool happened Friday night. I had an idea on the Tuesday before it was the Tuesday before the stream, or the Thursday stream before we left, about running a PUBG style game at Geigerlands. I was going to bring up all my rifles, which I did. I mean, as you could tell, I still haven't unpacked yet. I mean, the wall is bare. I was like, let's do this. I went in and had a conversation with KC about building H, because I used the keys I had access to walk through building H. I was like, this thing's not rotted at all. We can use it. We had a PUBG style game. I put melee weapons around. The players absolutely loved it. It was so unique. It was so quick. Turning into competition, the first thing people were able to win was a golden stim. It was actually fantastic. So I saw like some really kick-ass moments where one guy had one of my PCC-9s with a full mag. The other dude, the only thing he had, I think, was the PUBG frying pan. So the way building H is you have 2 rows of bunks. Like you have 2 rows of bunks, and there's a wall, and then there's 2 rows of bunks on the other side. And in the center of that is where I guess the COs would sit because it was like minimum security. So all the bunks were only half high, right? So you have 2 per like individual cell area. So this dude comes running out. ARP9 shoots at him. So he runs behind the guard center thing. It's dark. He's creeping down on all fours. Now, I'm not trying to give anything away. I'm just like really trying to slowly turn so I can watch this dude come around the backside of these like the lockers and stuff. And the guy comes up and just smacks him. I was like, that was epic. Another time, a guy comes running and does a slide right in like Call of Duty and just goes whap with a baseball bat as he's sliding by. I was like, that was fantastic. The guy with the baseball bat did that to the guy with the lightsaber. It was like, I can't wait to pull that video. I'm gonna have video of that.
I wonder if the guy with the bat was the same guy that got hit in the head with a lightsaber later, and that was just payback.
It wasn't, but man. You okay, Ange? All right. Something crashing.
Oh yeah, freaking Tubbs.
I collect my own bounty. Oh yeah, it was great. He just comes walking in, smacking people. It was absolutely fantastic. Everybody that played the PUBG game had fun, even though we were trying out that new game mode for Saturday. So Saturday starts. We had the PUBG mode, and you know what? Red Eye, let's see if you could talk and you can explain what you did. Or maybe not.
He's a man of few words.
I don't think he heard us.
Very few words.
So I decided to run the PUBG game in there, and all of a sudden, here comes Misty, and here comes. Do I have the video of it? Hold on, I think.
Yeah, why are you looking for that?
Yes, that was a lot.
The vault.
Oh, and it died.
You were trying to talk. We could hear you. So I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yes, my power armor. It was an absolute blast running through there, and I'm pretty sure every single one of them walked out of that game with brown drawers on. That one guy, Austin, kept running up the stairs screaming bloody freaking murder every time he bumped into me. Yes, I was calling him Lucky Ducky. And I do have GoPro footage that I'm going to get to you as soon as I can.
We'll be playing the video. We'll be playing the video footage on Thursday because it was. But here's how here's some of it. Here's like the beginning of it.
The vaults and all that. Hard. Shit! Bomb! Nuke! Oh, you're dead. You can't kill him. Fuck. She's in spawn. You're in. Emma.
Yeah. You might want to run.
This way.
You might want to run.
Just a dude walking around the corner in a fucking T-85. Jesus Christ.
So I'm going to say a recording.
You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome.
Lucky Ducky goes running towards him, like running away from somebody else, running towards him. Paul steps out. It's like a Scooby-Doo cartoon, and Austin is Shaggy. He goes sliding on his backside, starts backpedaling, turns around, and hauls ass the other way. Now, if it was just once, it would have been all right, haha, funny. This happens like 4 times in front of me. I'm dying. I thought it was hilarious. That it kept happening.
I was targeting him. I was trying to make an effort to go after him the most because he was so animated and so hilarious.
Yeah, that guy was all weekend long, just absolute hilarity.
So the PUBG game actually worked really, really well. So for future games, guys, like for Scorched Earth, obviously we're going to be bringing back up the we have the Jtf missions and all that for that. But we're probably going to be running more Scorched Earth. We'll be running more of the PUBG style games, doing Scorched Earth, Syndicate 2, and the whole 9 yards. So we should have a hell of a lot more fun with that. So I hope you guys are looking forward to more stuff like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump back to Friday.
No, you're fine. But
there's just so much cool shit that we had done this weekend.
Yeah, and speaking of which, bounty wise, I'm not going to throw the person under the bus, but somebody put out a bounty on Tubbs. Tubbs shows up to the casino and asks if he can collect his own bounty, and I said, "Sure." And the guy that put out the bounty is like, "Well, he can't." I was like, "Did you specify?" And he goes, "No." I said, "What do we do here? Specificity, the contract. That's what's important." Tubbs stabs himself, and we pay out the bounty to his corpse.
Now, I witnessed Tubbs getting paid a whole bunch of money. Go ahead, Red Eye.
I used Tubbs. That was my distraction to get in because there was no security out front. So I just trotted in there like a horse holding on a freaking stirrup and just kaboom with the nuke.
He was a great distraction. It was absolute hilarity that they had to get me to figure out whether or not he was allowed to take himself out.
So I see Tubbs get a whole fistful of caps, right? He starts walking back. I walk up right behind him and pow, right into him. One shot with the hater. I take him out. I then loot him for some caps. And then two other players see me take stuff off them, so they shoot me. I take out my golden stim, and I don't do it like subtly, like. I take it out and I go bow right into my leg, and I count down. I still got the hater in my hand, so as soon as I did 15 seconds. They walked closer. I just went up and went pop pop, and they're like, "Aww." And Tubbs looked at me. He goes, "They're looking mighty tasty." I was like, "If I res you, are you just going to eat them?" He goes, "Yes." I was like, "Stim, run away!"
Fresh meat.
Cannibalism for the win.
Really hit him with for the blood god.
Yeah, I'm right. Jay's talking about it. I was riding around on the quad, and behind me I hear, nope. I turn around. It's Jay running out of a building. I look through the doorway. There's Red Eye in power armor.
V505. Another funny moment. Pissed off Jay to no end. There was like 25 people getting ready to try to take out the asylum to get their stash in Building 6. Jay's standing there. He's got one EG-67 just dangling there in front of me. It was pretty. It was dangling. I ran up. I smacked it off of his body. And Austin from Blue Mag sees me do that. He starts running. He sees me running at him. He didn't realize that it's knocked a grenade off Jay. So he starts running through 5, back towards where the battle bus was. I see some guys. I see something flying towards us. So I dip off to the first room that I could get into. And a grenade goes off. It kills Austin. I'm still alive. The guy's inside there. Jay is pissed. He's like, "What the? This is a no-fire zone." I was like, technically, that's not fire. That was just a grenade. And everybody died.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You are wrong. The whole point is that. Well, especially with the EG, man. That's right. Caveman's bounty was absolutely hilarious. He had a 15-man kill squad chasing him around the AO. It honestly took an hour before somebody finally caught him. And actually, that led to the funniest bounty we had. Was Caveman put out one on Raptor. Nobody can find Raptor anywhere. Raptor stops by the cage over in 5 to see if there's any quests or bounties he could take. And as he's standing there, he goes, "So are there any new bounties?" And I went, Yeah, there's a new bounty. And he's just staring at me. And Dalton's standing there next to me. We're both trying not to laugh because everybody else is looking at him, standing there asking for the bounty. Caveman walks up behind him and goes, "What you doing, bud?" And he goes, "Trying to see if there's a new bounty." Caveman looks at the cage and goes, "So nobody claimed the bounty?" And I went, Caveman just takes out his gun and puts it in Raptor's head. Raptor's like, "Wait. Oh."
There was one thing that I never noticed. Did anybody put any bounties on me in my power armor? If they did, I didn't know.
None of them succeeded.
Wasn't I the only one that killed you in power armor?
Say again?
Wasn't I the only one that killed you in power armor? Yeah.
With the grog neck thing. Grog neck.
Yeah,
Yep,
at one
you're the
point
only one.
there was a 1,000 cap bounty on you that several people put in.
Oh!
Several people put in for that bounty and nobody ever claimed it, so the casino got to keep it.
They were too scared, man. Anytime somebody saw me, they'd pop a couple shots, and then they'd see me just turn around real methodically, and they'd go, "Oh crap!" and they just ran.
Well, the one guy bought a rocket launcher off the merchant, fired at you and missed, and I don't even think you even noticed. Because he picks it up. I'm standing in front of 5 and I'm watching it. He takes the shot. It goes wide. He slowly lowers the thing, puts it on the ground like he had nothing to do with it. You turned around and you look, and then you kept walking. And this guy literally, as soon as you turn around, bolts the other way.
I'm not sure who Facebook user is, but I think I know what you're talking about. I think I turned around, saw what he tried to do, and I walked up to him and I made a heart symbol and started going and doing weird crap in the mouth. Yeah.
So then people started we realized this is where we make adjustments and all that, right? We realized a lot of people didn't have the in the know perk. And it's there's a couple things we could do with that. Because they were trying to find where the vaults were. They knew where the asylum vault was. They knew where the battle bus vault was, and they knew where E-Block vault was. But they did not know where the other 2 vaults were. And so all of a sudden, I said, "You want information on where the vaults are? Pay me a couple of caps." So they paid me caps, and I told them where the rough area of where they look. And they went out through it. So then we made a decision of, okay, for the future, in the know, you could just pay 5 caps and you get valuable information. If you had one of the perks what is it?
Don't ask me right now.
There's a couple of perks that you could do that could modify merchants and all that, like Smooth Talker, I think was one, and another one was I don't know. Legend of the Waste actually had that modification as well. If Christian was here, he could tell us. So, with that being said, it's all right, cool. So we modified it so everybody innately had the perk that they could pay for information, and from the NPCs, and they would get it. So, the Rad Storm starts, and immediately, the battle bus and the asylum get into a firefight. And I'm looking at the asylum, I'm like, why are you shooting at us? We're NPCs. You're NPCs. What the hell are you going? What
We were returning fire. People in your windows were shooting at us, so we started shooting back.
No, they started it. You guys started it. Asylum started it.
Yeah, no, so when it came down to the vaults, 2 absolutely hilarious things happened, and I am so So at the casino to get into E, you had a chance to play a high-stakes game for a spot in our vault. One person took me up on that offer and actually won his spot. We had one guy in the vault. Nobody else wanted to take me up on the offer. The other thing was a player asked, can I set up a fake vault and charge people? I went, absolutely. He did it. About 6 people paid him for a vault that was on the top floor of 5 that didn't exist. They're all up there, and I'm like, all right, you guys are dead. And they're like, what? And I went, you're dead. He goes, but we're in a vault. And I went, how are you in a vault? He goes, we paid to get in the vault. And I went, so a guy told you a nuclear fallout vault was on the top floor of a building, and you believed him? They all look at each other, and you just see the recognition dawn. That guy was the one in my vault.
The Sunshine Band Merchant Caravan started being affected really negatively by the Rad Storm. We became extremely hostile to anybody that we saw, and eliminated them with extreme prejudice. So as we're going through doing clear out, I realized we're about 10 minutes away from the game ending. So I was like, all right, I have to switch over and be an admin now, right? I gotta see who's who. So I go into the vault that we just bypassed, and I told the boys, go out and kill people, have fun. I go inside there. I was like, all right, let me see all this stuff you have. I said, admin coming in, let me see all the stuff you have. And they go through and they said, here's all of our stuff. I was like, where's your food? And they go, food? I was like, yeah, food. You sort of need food. And there was 3 of them in the vault. And they go, what do we do? I was like, well, one of you could survive. You 3 figure it out. I'll be back after the rad storm passes. You tell me who lives. And I walk away.
That's just evil.
The other vault that was in the RHU unit, it was 100% stocked. They had all the stuff they needed. Everybody survived, so that was good. I believe 2 people made it inside the Asylum vault. I had no idea who made it inside of the E vault, but evidently the people in E vault didn't get any rewards because nobody told me people made it in E vault, so they didn't get any hood rat shit patches for succeeding. I go back to the first vault, Vault 1, go walking up there, and I was like, so who's going to make it? He goes, well, I already lost mine. So one guy's already dead, and they have a knife fight to determine who survives. I thought it was so appropriate that as a knife fight decides who wins, and it was just it was straight up hilarious. Yeah, I'll show that in a bit at Red Eye.
No, he got his patch. I took care of that in the morning because he asked me about it.
That was it was extremely hilarious. To watch the players adjust and us adjust too, because supposedly everyone was supposed to die. I was like, nah, I think it'd be funnier if you just get cannibalized. And I think for moving forward, if you have to cannibalize somebody, or if you're that dude that was here at Geigerlands 1 and you cannibalized, you automatically have to be in the evil faction now.
I'm joining the evil faction next year.
So that ends, and people immediately start taking their stuff out. The brisket, nobody stole brisket this time. Thank you, everybody. We actually had, as soon as the game ended, we had everybody go to Building 2 so we could do some rules updates to change some stuff around. All the players that were staying put came up there. Had a good adjustment for the things. People had a great time eating brisket. And then the band started. Which was a melee, which evidently had a melee pit inside of it. So that was fun. I had to deal with business, so I got there a little bit late. The band was absolutely awesome. So,
sneaky heat missiles.
Thank you. I knew heat missiles. I was like, "What the hell's the first one?" First word, I was like, "Shit!" Before I have to look it up. They actually had a blast out there. The music was really good. People were having a killer time, literally taking each other out in the melee pit. Then I finally got into the melee pit and had some fun too. And people are like, Jesus Christ. Like that zombie dude smacked the. Yeah.
Misty or Missy? I keep fucking up. Misty was actually our grand champion and took the prize. Is he staring at her? Of the complete foam latex sword. So she has to show up next year to defend her title.
I'll take her out next time. Next time I won't try to do business out.
That was a different lady in the Asylum deck. Yeah. That wasn't Misty. We had us confused for a second. I can't remember her name, but Mark, that's the girl I scared with death.
Sorry.
Oh, that was a different girl.
Oh, I don't know who it was then.
She was the one camping outside, but she's the one that won ultimately the melee fight.
Okay, yeah, sorry, it was the. My notes are horrible. It was a long night.
I was about to say, Go ahead.
Her name might have been Misty or Missy. We're not really sure. We didn't really know her. I thought it was the same girl that I scared with the death whistle, but Misty says otherwise.
No, it's different. No, I know who you're talking about. It's a different woman altogether.
That was a different girl.
That's going to be funny.
Her name is Misty. Her name is Missy.
Missy. Okay. So that was because Misty down there, they came in after I did. So I was like, how the hell did she win the grand tournament?
Yeah, I did not participate.
Yeah, so Missy, aka V, took the title.
So that was a lot of fun. When the music ends, Alex and Renee asked if I could take them on a tour to like the morgue. I was like, sure, let's go on and do that. Paul's like, ooh, I want to go too. And Misty in the car with him says, I want to go. So he goes running off to go take off his armor. We're standing up at the top of the thing, and we're waiting like 15, 20 minutes for him to do whatever the hell he's doing. Bullshit. 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 It was like 20 minutes.
Demonetized.
I don't care.
I don't care.
20. That was
not no 20. You think you're going up?
He had to
10
do
times.
hair, had to take care of eyelashes, you know, the anti-nipple shaping cream.
Had to vogue a little bit.
So he all right, move it back up again. Right there you go. So Paul is nowhere to be seen. So then we had the other the guy that had the C4, and I believe his girlfriend or maybe wife. I'm not sure what their relationship is, but they decided to come with us because they heard I was going to the morgue and I had keys to the facility. I was like, all right, cool. So we go down there. I'm starting to show stuff off. As we're down there, I show them after we went into the morgue and came out. I got scratched on my back by one of the people, the entities that don't want me down there. Same ones that yelled at me before. So we're going through. We're coming out of the tunnel. I hear Paul and Misty upstairs because we were down in the basement area. I hear him come in. I heard the shuffling, so I knew what was coming. Alex knew what was coming. And then suddenly happens.
I think that kid just pooped himself.
I was looking down, all of a sudden I hear that.
The woman that was with us, she goes into a fetal position, and I just lost it. I started laughing my ass off. Now, the reason why she was so freaked out, because literally, I just got scratched on my back by something in there. I go, ow, and I arc my back, and then it went from my shoulder down to like a spot on my back that I can't reach with my fucked up shoulder. And she's like, she's fucking freaked. It was hilarious. Paul's giggling and cackling like a schoolgirl. I'm laughing my ass off. I can't stop, and I feel like shit because I can't stop laughing, and this girl's crying in front of us. Like she's like, "Oh my god!" So then we go back out, and I get scratched a second time, and this time I go, "Ooh, ow!" And I just lifted my shirt up, and then they're like, "Holy shit!" We can see they can see the line there. So people are still inside. Like I think Paul went back inside to explore. I decided, screw this, I'm going to go mess with them some more. So I ran running down around the backside. I came in the building a third time, and then I got 2 more scratches on either side of my neck for my efforts as I went to go mess with them.
Actually, that was the thing that freaked out. So I took the band and another group one way, and I had Caveman take another group the other way because everybody wanted to go exploring. And I was like, I'm not going to leave you unattended on the property at night. But we come up through one room, and I think it was Paul sitting in a chair as the girls enter the room, and one of them literally like bounces back into the rest of the group. I was like, what? And she's just somebody in the chair, and I'm like, all right, whatever, stop screwing with people. And I poke my head in, and there's just Paul sitting in a chair.
Funny thing, something. I did. I wanted to. I tried so hard. I kept going into rooms, turning the light off, sitting there by myself. I wanted to see something. Hmm?
So while we're doing this, people are collecting. The people that were with us were collecting trash to turn in for stuff. I mean, they have a trash bag that they would not give up, that they're collecting trash on. I give them props and all that. So we go through. I'm like giving them like the place, going through like C and all that, just going over the stuff that I've experienced at the property so far. So we decided to go into the RHU unit. That's where we ran into Sin's group. We decided, all right, too many people in one spot, probably not going to see anything. Let's disperse a little bit. We then decided to go upstairs. I want to go to the attic of 4, because in the attic of 4, there's a padded room, or I was told the padded room was up there. Evidently, the pads are no longer on the wall. So I go inside there, and it's got a bunch of attic ductwork. They're all standing right there. As soon as I go to lay down, go down to go through this, I get punched in the face by something. I come out, I'm spitting blood. So they saw it. I was like, my gums are bleeding. I was like, fuck. All right, enough said. I'm out. They go through, do their exploration. We then got the group to be smaller. So it was just down to myself, Alex, Renee, Red Eye, and Misty, and we decided to go to the attic of 5, where the janitor somebody's up there as part of the stuff for the building. And we're up there, and there's this door. Door was wide open, right? When we came in, we went up there. Door's wide open. We walked through. We're looking at all this stuff. Alex is like, "Dude, I feel creeped out. I feel, something's going on." Whatever. We walk to the other side of the attic, and here's Red Eye like shining a light down on the group that's down below. Who's like, "Oh my God, there's a light up there." His light was bright. Obviously, it was a fucking flashlight. People, come on. But we turned around to go back, and the door was shut. Nobody shut the door. Nobody touched the door. The door is shut. So then here's Red Eye. Red Eye's like, "Nah, this must have closed on its own. There's no breeze up there." So he's going to retouch it. Now the door does move to a point, and then it stops. It doesn't move on its own. We go to walk away. I got the radio in my hand and my flashlight in the other, and I'm like the last guy. As I'm walking away, Misty turns around and like says, "Oh my God." And we turn, and the door is shutting. So we're like, all right, time to go.
Yeah, my group was hilarious because I take them around. I was like, "Yeah, you guys can go in that room and look around." And they're like, "You coming?" I went, "Nah, I've seen way too many horror movies, and I'm the only black guy in this group." But yeah, no, it was a fun night all around.
And then you thought somebody was raiding raiding E late at night. Turns out it was somebody collecting trash to turn in.
Yeah, it scared the crap out of me. I'm sound asleep, and I just hear shuffle, scrape, shh. So I open the door and I look out, and there's 2 dudes with trash bags just collecting trash in the middle of the night.
That was freaking hilarious. I thought it was the funniest thing possible to hear that people are out there. It was C4 guy. I don't doubt it, man. They won some stuff that was there. So Saturday night was a blast. I go back to my hotel late again, get up, come back to the place, and now we're about to start Sunday. When Sunday goes to start, I realize, we had player attrition like you do every single game. Some players decide to go home, not do anything. I was like, you know what? Everybody else has got this thing under control. I'll start doing what I need to get this place cleaned up so I can leave so I can leave early, right? So I can come back home. The hallways. So I decide I'm watching Building 4 for a while and realize nobody's been in there for about an hour. Cool. Let me grab the blower. I'll blow out all the shit that's all the BBs and stuff that's there and get it cleaned up. So I go through, throw the mask on. I start blowing out. Of course, I go down towards the tunnel that connects the 2. I open the door, and there's like 6 guys out there. They raise their guns. I hit them with the blower, and the guy's literally acting like this. No! Shut the door, and I go back to blowing. They then come inside and go through. I was like, really, guys? Fucking testing shit in here. I got a mask on. So I was like, all right, well, that's clean enough. I'm good to go. And then I went and take Alex and Renee wanted to get a tour of look at one. And I was like, all right, I could take them to Building 1 for them too, because they got stuck inside. So we go through, I take them, and over the radio at this point, I hear there's a bounty on Joker. And I go, good luck cashing that one in. I think what caused it was Raptor saw me, and I looked at him and said, don't you do it. Because I'm not in play. He goes, "Oh." But then it was like
somebody else put it on you, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he's out of play, but that's not my problem. Take their money.
And then I go, and then they go, and then I realized I'm in Building 1 in the basement near the tunnels. I was like, all right, I could play this. I was like, yeah, I'll tell you exactly where I am. Come get me. I'm in the tunnels all the way down at the end. Come get me. In fact, I'll give you like an extra 50,000 caps if you can. I'm on the other side of a locked door. They never would be able to get me.
Yeah, people came back like, we can't find him. I was like, oh man, that sucks. No refunds.
That was the Sons of Anubis. He tried to pay me to come after you in my power armor. That's why I radioed and asked you if you were in play.
Yeah, I was doing the tour. I was laughing my ass off. I thought it was so much fun. That's when Mr. Long was made one of our NPC merchants. He had a blast with that. Everybody agreed to like lowering the time frame down because I guess everybody was getting pretty tired at that point because it almost was like it was a nonstop event. So final whistle went off at like 2:00. We come in, did the raffle. We had a lot of raffle stuff. So the guy that actually did the bear hug to the C4 dude gave us a ton of stuff for raffles. He gave us a bunch of Nuka-Colas. He gave us a bunch of the lunch boxes and everything else to raffle off. So I really do appreciate all the stuff that he did. He was, I think his name was Travis. Let me pull it up real quick. From the NCR.
Travis
I'll probably have him on the Thursday stream to give him the appreciation that he so is due.
That was me. It just says Facebook user.
Yes, Travis Fetchko. He gave us a bunch of stuff. He couldn't stick around for Sunday, so you made a lot of people happy, man. So at that point in time, we decided to say, you know what? Let's give out some awards for great play that we saw. So I spray painted 2 of the figures that I earned on my time out there to turn it into the Geigerlands Awards ceremony. The first one that was given out was I think I found the appropriate figure, right? The guy was all muscled up.
I think next year we need to actually get a set of brass balls to give to somebody that earns that award. So this guy is stalking through a building. He sees a guy in power armor. And he thinks, I've got a grenade. I can take this guy out, which was Red Eye. He chucks the grenade at Red Eye and tries to run. The grenade gets knocked back, doesn't kill Red Eye. He's like, crap, runs away into Tubbs, who's also in power armor. So he's now literally stuck between a rock and a hard place.
So the Prime Award, the Prime Award went to Mr. I think it's Sean Long. Sean DeLong. Sean DeLong. He earned the coveted thing because of how much stuff he did for the event. It really was awesome how much effort he put into the game, how many questions he did, how much and he kept coming up and like asking permission. I was like, you're good. And then and then he comes up after he already got permission from you. He goes, hey Joker, I just want to do this. Like, I already told you, man, go for it. He goes, I just want to let you know. I was like, hey man, like I said, this is the players event. We just facilitate. All right. And it was just, it really was awesome. I think people really enjoyed the hell out of that. They liked it. And then, the raffle, even though it was a small player count, we still had, Amped gave us $350 worth of gift cards to raffle off. You raffled off that nice sniper. I raffled off the AK-47. That was that SEMA AK-47, which we raised $635 for Battle Bus Adventure. So thank you all for participating in that. And then of course I, auctioned off my Hawaiian shirt. So look, I know it is now a tradition that every single time I go up there, that the shirt I'm about to retire, because all the buttons are gone, that it's going to be pulled off. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wait to the end. Nobody wants to see my fat belly for the hour it takes to do the damned raffle, okay? Okay? Keep your boys in line. Outcast. I wasn't going to get out of it. I literally brought a spare shirt so I could put it on because I knew it was going to happen. But nobody wants to sit there, and we don't want all the videos and all the pictures of all the raffle stuff that we're doing for all of our sponsors with this hanging out, all right?
I don't even want to see it for the 12 seconds it takes, let alone an hour.
So
I thought it was beautiful. It was all sweaty and glistening. It kind of reminded me of like the Twilight glitter on the vampire spaces. It was just magnificent.
It's something that I'll definitely be doing at every single event until it actually comes down to a point where it's no longer worth it for me to do it, or we get enough complaints where you have to stop doing it. But on a whole, guys, the amount of stuff we gave out for this event was absolutely fantastic. We loved the turnout. We also want to thank everybody that stayed afterwards to clean up. But because so many people did such a great job cleaning beforehand, there was not a lot of stuff that needed to be cleaned up. I loved it. I was like,
Yeah, like I did my final walkthrough on Sunday, and it was like 99.9% done, and I'm like, wait, what?
it was absolutely fantastic. It was fantastic. I was like, I'm so happy that it's in this shape. And it's like some of the guys from Nomad were coming out like, fine, where are we going to do this? Wait, it's done? Sweet.
It was ridiculous.
Thanks to Rustrat. It really was that the hallways were all cleaned up. Rustrat did had a major impact, don't get me wrong, but the fact that we had 9 trash bags, 30-gallon or more trash bags full of garbage taken off the field was in itself awesome. And what the hell's going on over there, Buck? You guys, like,
what?
I mean, we can't hear them, but it looks like I have no idea.
He's got a man bun, so he's already sus.
Hey, fuck off! Don't talk shit. We had nothing to contribute, so we were talking amongst ourselves and being respectful.
We're providing the entertainment. You guys get the speech. We're the two dumbasses over here, like.
It for the most part, also people were respectful for the fact that it was so noisy in here. We got through the raffle pretty quick, so everybody got off the AO pretty fast. Although Tubbs evidently got locked behind the gate. And the thing that I saw the biggest
locked behind doors. Alex and Ray got locked in a cell. Tubbs and them got locked behind the gate.
That was great. So with all that said and done, with all it being over, we had a huge amount of people that got happy and about the event. And what I saw was, if it comes to fruition, that we had a lot of role players that are going to be giving our Milsim a chance because of what we did here and how we dealt with the community. So I'm loving the fact that people are so excited for Scorched Earth, even though it's more Milsim and a lot less role play. So thank you all, at least for me, from an awesome event. I had a blast. I didn't have to yell. I went home actually sort of refreshed every single night. It wasn't the mental exhaustion.
It was nice to leave and not have a minor aneurysm throughout the weekend. Also, I got to see Red Eye dancing in power armor.
There we go.
Red Eye, your final thoughts on that?
It was amazing. Yes, and I actually have that on the GoPro as well. During the PUBG event, I walked by a mirror and I started flexing and rubbing on myself and dancing. Not rubbing on myself in a nasty way though, but feeling myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I look so damn good. I look so good.
Hey man,
and I was scaring the hell out of everybody.
Don't get me wrong, Red Eye. You're a 6 out of 10, but Misty's like an 11 out of 10.
Positives if you like your own look.
J-Rod, I actually got home late last night. And I mean, not only was it late in time, but also later than I intended to.
I can say this for a fact. Joker treats speed limits like suggestions. Was it Bad Blood or was it Crescent? I want to say it was a Crescent event. I left before him, and I'm going down the road, and some jerk in a green truck swerves around me, cuts me off, and just bolts. And I'm like, can you believe what the? I'm already doing like 75 and a 60, and he's just boom, boom. I was like, can you believe this asshole?
You should have seen Saturday night. Saturday night, I decided to go out with. No, it was Sunday. It was Sunday when we go to leave. Right.
It was Bad Blood. Yeah, so it was Bad Blood, and because Smurf was with me, and she looks over. She goes, I think that was Joker.
So when we go to leave the field, I'm the last. I thought I was the last person out. I'm still saying I'm the last person out. I think Tubbs was just trespassing. I'm following out Paul, and Paul's following Renee, and they're driving, and they're going through Crescent, and they're going like they're behaving speed limit wise. Finally, I turn to Andrew and I go, I'm going to be funny. I'm getting bored with this. So I run up right behind Paul, tailgating, cut out from behind him, shoot down, cut off Renee at like 70 miles an hour, and pull on it. They're like, and I go up to, because Alex is a former prosecutor, I was like, so how many rules did I break there? I said, improper lane change, speeding, reckless driving.
Being from Florida.
No turn signal, crossing a line or a double line, a solid line. He goes, you know them all already. I was like, yeah, I'm a pro at this. We go to leave. We stop at the gas station. I realized I left one of my earpods back at the restaurant. So Red Eye and Misty, they take off. I go back to the restaurant, get my earpod, chat for a minute, thanking them for saving my earpod, get my car, and go. I then go whizzing past them like 10 minutes later. They get up to the light, and I go, bye, bitches, and vroom.
Yeah, speed limits, they're not even a suggestion to you. They're a joke. They're an absolute joke to Joker. He says, 75? No, I'm doing 95. 40? I'm doing 75. I don't give a damn. I'm getting where I want to go.
Don't race Joker while you're at it. Don't race it. You're going to regret it.
Yeah.
The truck.
No worries.
I don't take the truck over 85 miles an hour. It just so happens that the speed limits drop down to 35, and I'm still going 85 miles an hour.
He's like, school zone? You mean obstacle course?
We were just saying that a few minutes ago.
It's not only in Florida. That's him everywhere, man.
I hate people from Ohio too, man, because you guys don't have that law about slow. Or let me rephrase: anybody that has an Ohio license plate does not listen to the law. Slower traffic, keep right. And I'm on 79, going through the mountains, and two people from Ohio are pacing each other. Finally, to get one of them so freaked out to move, I split the lanes, went right up on their asses like inches. They finally went like they both freaked out and went like that far enough so I could slide through them and keep going. Again, I was like,
this is a common misconception everywhere. It is not a right lane slow, left lane fast, unless it's posted that way. The left lane is a passing lane, and yes, Ohio screws this up regularly. You're supposed to drive the right, pass on the left. Everybody does it. It's really bad in Ohio because that's not even on the driving test. My first time I had to retake my driving test here in Ohio, the guy literally had me drive him to a McDonald's so he can put in his order and then bring him back.
Ange was teleporting when I was going to the hotel, which we went from a 110-year-old haunted prison to a 100-year-old hotel in Morgantown, West Virginia. Beautiful hotel. I beat like Misty, and I not only did I beat Misty and Paul there, I also beat Alex and Renee there by a good 5. And they left way ahead of us. So freaking I'm up in the mountains doing on 79, and without those Ohio guys in front of me, the lanes were pretty open, so there was nobody way ahead of me. So every time there was a curve, I was just taking racing lanes. So I didn't have to like really hold on to the G's as I'm going through. Didn't have to slow through. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Except for when we got to Morganstown, the road I took, it said 15 miles an hour. I was like, oh, that's an easy suggestion. But then I got down and realized that the road does a sharp U-turn. And I was like, oh, shit, they really mean 15 miles an hour here.
Yeah, Stu, LA drivers use the left lane to text and take selfies. I am convinced of this, and nothing will ever change my mind. Because every person that got stuck in front of me when we were in LA was doing this with their camera.
Stu, welcome to Miami. It's no different from Miami than it is LA. So
it's nuts. However, the worst road I've ever encountered in my life was there's actually a women's prison in West Virginia. It's a minimal security prison because the only way in and out is up a mountain. There's no other roads. You can fly in or you can go up this mountain. There's not even gates around the prison. The inmates are allowed to walk around town until a certain time of day. Then they have to go back to their barracks. It's really weird, but it's really minimal security. Like, seriously. But as you're going into it, you go up this incline that gets gradually and gradually worse. And they stop posting speed limit signs. My favorite sign is once you get to the top and you start going down, it says minimum 10 miles an hour suggested. Beware of falling rocks. Good luck. Yeah. I read that. I chuckled until I capped the rise and I started going down, and the road looks like somebody took a Escher painting and made a road design around it.
Yeah, I think Red Eye can attest. That's what it was like in that West Virginia town, because it literally you go.
That's ridiculous.
The lanes I don't think were wide enough for a standard car, and I ran into my first ever Amish guy. Horse and buggy going through. I was like, oh, I lost it. So, on a whole, guys, the event was absolutely fantastic. Things are going to improve as we go through. We made adjustments to eliminate some stuff.
Wait, was that West Columbia, West Virginia, by any chance?
Where we were at?
Yeah.
No, it was Morganstown.
Okay.
Yeah, Red Eye. That's probably the same horse and buggy that I passed. I mean, he was only going like 3 miles an hour.
Yeah, I got a video. I got 2 videos of them. I can send them to you if you want to do another like little upload of like a photo dump or video dump or something later on.
Yeah, did you guys happen to go past the mystery hole on your way home?
No.
Oh, Red Eye hasn't heard about the mystery hole.
No.
Oh God, I got to hear about this before I go to the gas station. What's the mystery hole?
I want to say it's in West Virginia or Virginia, but as you're driving through the mountains, you'll see a sign that says "Prepare for the mystery hole." A few more miles down the road, you see a sign that says, "Are you ready for the mystery hole?" And this proceeds through like 2 states on this country road leading out. And eventually you get there, and there's a sign that says, "Welcome to the mystery hole." And it's a parking lot full of cars. I mean, like 2 football stadiums full of freaking cars. And I really wanted to stop. But we had to I think we're going to Bad Blood. We really had to get going. And it's
what road?
The entire
What road was that on?
I do not remember. Smurf might.
I'm going to Google it.
But it bugged me all week. Like, everybody I ran into was like, what is the mystery hole? And they all stared at me. Oh, we were heading to Rev. Okay, we were heading to Rev. So I Googled it and I looked it up. It's a really kitschy, mystery-themed fun house in the ground. Like, the entrance is through a VW Bug.
Oh, yeah. We actually did look at that. We were going to stop at, I guess he does, like, carnival tricks and stuff, too. Yeah. It did look very interesting, but we were trying to stay with the more haunted side. So the places we went afterwards were more like an abandoned mine. We stopped at the ghost town in Thurman.
All right, so it's on Interstate 60. Okay. But
yeah,
The key to this is the entire trip when we hit the mountains, there's a Silent Hill like fog all over the place. So as you're driving, a sign comes out of the fog, prepare for the mystery hole. And I'm like, nope. Are you ready for the mystery hole? I'm good. But it stuck with me the entire time because once you hit the hill where it's on, again, all these cars just start rolling out of the fog and they're all lined up. It's like, you want to go, but do you want to go?
I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go. You can ask Mark. I'm the weirdo who likes spooky stuff.
I don't think it's spooky. I think it's just weird.
I would have been down to go with you guys, Red Eye, if it wasn't for the fact I had to get the kid home. I would have stayed the extra night and done the same thing. So, all right, you go to the gas station. We're going to start talking about some stuff.
Misty's cuter than I am. Have more fun with her than me.
Hey, lady.
Hey.
How you doing?
Still my girl now.
For now.
Yeah. So it was. I cannot stress just how much. Like, I came back from this event. I took a 5-hour nap. Got up and started my day dealing with the damn school shit for Damien. They evidently damaged his other power chair yesterday. So he doesn't have full traction on one side. So this is but anyways, staying on positive.
Jay, did you send this to Joker?
Hi, Tubbs.
What, with everybody sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. 5 hours is not a nap. It is for me, sir. It is for me. Because it really wasn't fully peaceful sleep because I got in at 5:22, so I didn't go to bed till like 6:15, and I was up at 11:15. But it was doors, noise, freaking rooster, the whole 9 yards. So let's talk about what's next, right? And how Virtue and I are gonna sort of do storyline stuff for Scorched Earth on the fly.
Hold on. Yeah, no, I don't have that memo. What?
So Scorched Earth doesn't really have a storyline because of everything else that's been going on, Christian's move and everything else. It really doesn't have one. So Virtue had a really good mindset of where he saw the games falling, right? So the way I see it, and you all, and since you all are in chat, you can help us. You can help us with this whole thing. Virtue saw that Syndicate led to the demise of man. That's why we have Geigerlands, and then Geigerlands sets up this oasis that becomes the rebirth of civilization. Now we have Scorched Earth, and we want to screw it all up again. My thought is, Syndicate has happened. It leads to the downfall of society, but now the government's already in the process of collapsing. That's why we have the nationalists versus the federalists fighting over stuff. And then eventually somebody pushes a button. That's why we have Geigerlands. What do you all think? Even though they're out of order. So essentially, Geigerlands was like it's like a Firefly episode. It's like Firefly, watching Firefly. The episodes are out of order.
I'm not really sure what to tell you on this one.
Y'all suck.
Coño.
Virtue. What would
I stand by what I stated in the beginning. The cartel screwed up so bad. The DEA screwed up so bad at Syndicate that Wiener nuked the place because he was fired in shame, and he nuked everything, and that's how we got Geigerlands.
What if you're going for that route, why don't we just make the entire thing for Scorched Earth us trying to stop Wiener from scorching it?
Can we get Wiener back for Scorched Earth?
Make Wiener not explode.
No. The reason why we cannot have Wiener back for Scorched Earth is because I love it how we tell dates of when we're having events, right? hey, November 4th through the 6th of 2022 is going to be Scorched Earth. And as somebody who, AT Airsoft does their own events, it's like, hey, November 4th through 6th sounds like a really good date to have an event. Yeah, bud. Thanks for that. I can't help you with your event, and you're not coming to mine. Why not? It's November 4th through the 6th. Good job.
Yeah. So Scorched Earth's basic outline right now is the Federalists versus the
Nationalists.
In a fight for dominance to see, who's going to be the new world government in my mind.
Yes, and November 4th through 6th is now Black Site as well. I'm aware of that too.
Yeah.
But lucky for us that most of the players that are in the Pennsylvania area are not going down to Black Site.
Is there a reason as to why?
When it comes down to people in this area, we are lazy, and it comes down to travel. I could go to an event here, or I could travel to an event somewhere else.
And the event that the Black Site's down in Alabama,
and they're not gonna.
No, thank you.
Most people, at least up here in the Milsim Triangle, as we call it, that's PA, Ohio, and Indiana. I know it's not actually a triangle. Nobody typed that. Go to 1 or 2, quote unquote, major milsims a year. And that's because of the weather we have up here, the way everybody up here works in an industry job. So like they can't pull off a week at a time to go travel. So if there's an event here, that's where they're going. Because we've got the farmers, the industrial workers, and then Stu goes to at least 20 because it's Stu.
Yeah, I go to quite a bit as well. So
I'm trying to change it so I can be all the general population.
Yes, Tubbs. AT is having Deliverance down in Atlanta, down in Georgia, it's in Georgia.
Yeah.
It is. I was thinking it's Perry, Georgia. It's like one exit north of Perry, Georgia, November 4th through the 6th. So,
what is that event again?
Deliverance.
Feel like a piggy.
So I like the timeline of what I was saying. Either side works. So essentially, the downfall of man is either happened or is happening, and the Nationalists and the Federalists are trying to take over the Oasis, which is the Crescent Prison Sanatorium. It's a strategic location with a lot of resources that are going to be going through, and a lot of strategic location with a lot of resources to exploit and use to their advantage. It's going to be a typical milsim, green versus tan. If only I had the thing right in front of me to say what it is.
They're talking about
Federalists are green, Nationalists are tan. We will have JTF missions available. We'll also be doing the PUBG style game there in Building H. One of the things I'll do is to modify Building H a little bit more. We can use Building H until they tear it down. So I expect to do more of these things. So there will be some sort of gameplay happening. Now, the key thing, which we're going to have to talk about later on, is whether or not we allow you guys to camp out on site again. The short answer is that we're trying to. We're going to try to open up B block for you guys to camp out for one faction and D block for the other. Those buildings will be out of play. They won't be used for that, but you will have your AAs building 8 and Alpha. So that way, with the 2 AAs up here, it centralizes everything for people to attack. So it's going to be a hell of a lot. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. It's hot tubs. Dude, they're cold. Hot tub for Tubbs. We will be contacting. Yeah, we are going to be contacting the hotel to get the room block set up. I'm in conversation with them right now, so we'll know exactly how many hotels are, how many rooms we'll have available. Everybody that went to Geigerlands will be getting a discount to come to Scorched Earth. So we always reward our players for coming back to the next events because we really want to see this grow to be big. So right now, there's 300 tickets that are available. And looking at the sales right now, there's only 200 tickets left. So this game is going fast already. So ever since people came up there, a lot of people have been excited about the event. We're looking to really blow this one out of the water. There'll be all sorts of things to go through, all sorts of objectives to take, a lot of movement across the grounds, and there might be a couple of elements, a couple of characters that you guys can interact with. Prisoner taking will be a thing again. Remember, Nikolai is not to be trusted and can be manhandled.
He likes it.
It was fun for me. Gotcha. We'll talk about Pew Pew at Sea in a little bit. So Scorched Earth is going to be our fourth event. Now, next year, come on, Stu, come on down, man. No, camping out on our AO is always free. We never charge for camping. You could also camp out in a parking lot. That's always available and all that. Billy Club into what, Jay? Weird.
I don't even ask, man.
I have no idea. Buck, you're coming for that one, right?
For Scorched?
Yeah.
Yes, we will. The team will be there for Scorched. This is actually one of my guys who we didn't get a chance to introduce. This is Spartan, or this is Ryan, whatever you prefer to call him. But he is here. He will be attending as well. The guy that was here before, Lex or Feet, will also be attending. Yes, his call sign is Feet. And then we also have Salty.
A strange name for a strange kid.
Right now,
not to change the subject, but Misty just found a friend, and I think she's about to get her ass kicked by a cat. And the cat's following her now.
Nailed it.
And hissing at her.
Nailed it.
She walks up to that thing and she's like, nope.
It's not a dog. It's a cat. It's gonna mess you up.
I was gonna let you know your Scorched Earth Eventbrite is not working properly. It is. Now it is. It wasn't for like an hour. I tried it when we first started, and I've been trying every few minutes since, and it just finally went through. I don't know why the fuck.
I think it's an ID 10T here. Sorry, I'm trying to get a code for Buck here. There you go.
Got it.
So for this one, Colonel Fury is returning for the green team. We do not have a CO for the tan team yet. We'll be working on that soon. The DEA and, well, I guess we can't change that now because I was going to change the DEA and cartel pages over to the Nationalist and the Federalist teams, but I guess I can't do that anymore.
Honestly, we should just get the Discord up and direct everybody there.
Getting a Discord up and operational would be a great move. I can start one up if you want. Just say the word.
Word.
On it now.
To your mother. It's just something else that I have to pay attention to.
I can take care of it. Don't even worry about it.
I see you were never in the army.
Yeah, he said he's the one that's going to be this. He's still in for the CO of. I'll send him a text right now.
Tan.
No, green. He switched to green.
Fury's going to take over green.
Well, remember, Scorched Earth is different. I don't know about the EA task force. Look. I can set up the dates for Scorched Earth or for Syndicate 3. It doesn't mean I have to do anything else between now and then. I'm giving you all dates so y'all can lock it in. More than likely, it's going to be the weekend of Scorched Earth 3 is probably going to be the weekend of the April 14th through the 16th. We just have to confirm there's no other things going on that date at the prison.
Either way, we'll have a CO update for
Okay, update on the cat. The cat has officially followed Misty into the store. Sorry to interrupt.
That's kind of funny. All right. So
there are some Facebook messages that are not coming over.
There are?
Yeah. It's not all of them. It's like every other one. Nothing important.
There's the sneaky code to get into Scorched Earth. So go ahead and click that link and join up. Who the hell is this guy? Do I got? I think I do. Oh. I think I got a scam account here, guys. I'm gonna have fun with it. All right. So with that being said, Scorched Earth is going to be like the next big event that, one of the next big events to go to. I mean, we are still going to Sirius Viking 4. We're going to Swift Justice, which if you guys are in the North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia area, that's going to be 2 weeks before Scorched Earth, and that's at a decommissioned mill, which is actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, I also forgot to bring that up when we were talking about it. Apparently, Geigerlands was the first airsoft event for a lot of people that came.
Yeah, that was great. A lot of people that were new to the prison. So that was there. And a lot of LARPers that never played airsoft before and then really just got into it. They loved the hell out of it. All right. So Scorched Earth, get your guys, get your tickets to that. Let's make this to be a really badass, fun event. If you're wondering what JTF missions are, if you've never seen them here, if you weren't there at Syndicate or anything else, it is a very intense 45-minute mission where the guys from Echo 4 take you out on a mission to try to do something. Like last time I was trying to capture El Blanco.
El Jefe.
So I think it was El Guapo. So it's a really intense mission. They use propane-fired airsoft guns plus burning-fired weapons to give you a highly simulated sort of joint task force mission where they simulate blowing doors and everything else. I mean, it is very intense. It's very loud, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. So you guys can check them out.
If you currently have PTSD, don't sign up. If you don't have PTSD, sign up. You will when you're done.
That's awesome, Tyler. It is a magnet for first timers, and the great thing is they're coming into a first time event like us with us, and they're getting these really awesome experiences. Like Gert's first time ever going to an airsoft event or playing airsoft at all was coming to Syndicate 1, getting a JTF mission, playing the JTF mission, and then going essentially downhill from there. So it was, I'll not be signing up. The JTF mission's only Friday night, Tubbs. You don't have to do that part of the mission. But the other stuff that we do out there is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. There's going to be control boxes. There's going to be all sorts of resources. Some of y'all will recognize some of the props that we have out there, like the laptops and everything else. The fake packets will not be in play, but there will be ways to bribe people. For those of you there with Syndicate 1 or 2 and you're concerned about possibly the Op 4 team or Blackwater, they're not going to be there this time. The civilians will be there as just ambiance out on the field and all that. So it's always good sometimes to make friends with it. Oh, sorry, guys.
You're good.
It's the tiredness is catching up to me. So, so check it out. I mean, check out the link. Go there. If you enjoyed our event so far, come join us again. We're looking forward to having a really awesome, fun event for everybody and really start racking up some fun. So, with that being said, I want to talk about the next big event that I know Virtue and I are excited for. I know Red Eye's excited for it too.
I go back anyway.
March 3rd through the 6th, going out of Miami, Florida, will be Pew Pew at Sea. So we're putting together a cruise ship for a cruise for airsofters. This will be what the hell? One second.
It's a whole lot of baby making right there. Who got 7 kids?
Jeez, did you say 7 kids?
Yeah, seriously, that's a whole lot of baby making. Like,
couldn't pull out of a driveway.
Pullout game is not strong.
That's awesome, and that's the thing, right? It's like we try our best to make sure that that everything is that we step up for our player base. So we take feedback from our player base a lot to make sure that we improve the games for the future. So Mute Merchant's dead. Damn. All right. So for Pew Pew at Sea, guys, we only have about 12 more days before that you have to put your deposits down. It's going out of Carnival, the Carnival Conquest, going out of Miami, Florida, March 3rd through the 6th. Now, we are planning on March 2nd to take over Miami Airsoft, to play at Miami Airsoft. I'm still working on trying to get Bahamas Airsoft, Bahama Paintball, some airsoft guns, so we can play in the Bahamas. If not, we still have Miami Airsoft on Thursday, and we all get the biggest thing about this is to do networking, sitting down, BSing, and just the camaraderie of the sport that we're all in. Because I can tell you right now, there is a wide range of different social, economic things that we're all involved in. We have people that are left, right, religious, non-religious, the whole gambit of everything that you could possibly imagine that is inside this sport, that is inside this community. And you get a chance to sit down and just have a drink or laugh and have a good story and just enjoy each other's company, to where you build stronger friendships and like, hey, what event are you going to next? Oh, I really want to check that event out. I mean, half the time I'm doing these events now, I'm not even looking forward to the event. I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friends at these things. Yes, dude, there's those too. So that's awesome, Tubbs. Tell them, if you tell them in advance, hey, I need these days off. So everybody always asks, what was the cost for the cruise? So these are going to be total costs I'm going to give you, right? That includes all taxes, all fees, and everything else. If you want to get a cabin, you have to pay for cabin based on double occupancy. All right. So for interior cabins, $792.72 per cabin, or $396.36 per person. All right. That includes your port fees, your taxes, your gratuity, all of it. When you go on the ship, if you don't take anything out of Your mini fridge, you're not paying another dime unless you're buying drinks. With that being said, there's 2 drink packages. One is the adult drink package. If you're alcoholics like myself or Virtue, it's $70.74 a day. All right, and that includes everything: taxes, gratuity, all fees, and everything else. Now, if you're not really a drinker, but you still want to have soda and you want to have water and all that, there is the soda unlimited drink pack, which is $11.21 a day. All right, so you're looking at like $34, roughly a little less than $34 for the trip to add to it for those drinks, or $210 extra for alcohol. And most people go, really, $70? I was like, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm on a ship for 3 days, 3 days and 3 nights, that's a lot of alcohol I'll be consuming.
I mean, that $70 is like my average bar tab.
So that includes the tip too. So the other thing is like, now, if this is the first time going on a cruise, guys, you don't really need to do much, right? Just get the interior cabin, because you're not going to spend much time inside your cabin except to pass out. In some cases, I mean that literally. Other cases, it's it just means you're just going into sleep. But so the interior cabins are fine. The balconies are $1,048.72, or $524.36 per person. Or you can go like me. I'm going with the suite just because I deserve one. It's $1,112.72. Well, these prices aren't bad when you really think about it, because it includes all your food, all your food, your drinks, and all that other stuff, where you have a good time out there. Plus, you get to hang out with all of us. I know there's a few companies out there that are going to be sponsoring the event, and this will be the maiden voyage. So we're starting this way to build it up to see what people want to do and experience, and it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I've done these before. If you don't have your passport, that's not a problem. The only thing you really need is a copy of your birth certificate and your driver's license, because we're going to the Bahamas. You don't really need your passport for that, although you have plenty of time. You can get your passport. So does anybody have any questions about Pew Pew at Sea that we can answer? I know Horseshack had a whole bunch of them, but how many of y'all plan to come out there and have a good time? Because that's another company I got to go tomorrow to see how many of those we have left. All right. Virtue, did you get your room yet? And you just have to put $100 per cabin deposit. So
yeah, I actually have to talk to my partner about that right now.
Yeah. Be expected, guys, when you go to call, that you're going to be on hold for a while with Carnival. For this particular one, I went with the cheapest cruise ship possible to keep the cost down. So it's a proof of concept, right? Nothing would suck more if you spend an extra $100 or so, like we were with Norwegian, and you hated it. I try to save people as much as possible. So, any other questions about that? And just think, you get to rub it in Buck's face because he's not going to go to the cruise.
Listen, man, it's hard being broke. Fuck right off.
Second that.
I'm just saying, Buck likes it when you rub things in his face. That's all.
Hey.
Hey, man, as long as phallic, it can end up in my mouth if you try hard enough.
I think I just heard Jay making a new plan.
So those are pretty much a lot of our announcements that we have there. Like I said, hopefully we'll all see you all out there at Scorched Earth for our next event. Syndicate 3 will start shaping that stuff up for there too. We should have the dates on Thursday.
Discord will be in progress. I'm currently working on getting a template up and running, and I should have it up and running by the end of the week. So stand by in the Facebook group for that.
Something else I have to pay attention to. Gee, thanks.
You don't have to pay attention to it. I'll fucking take care of it.
We really need a Buck button.
I live on Discord. It's literally, I'm a hobbit.
Every time he drops the F-bomb, it just goes, Buck!
Demonetized.
But yeah, if anybody's got any questions, now the time's to ask. Paul, when you get home and you get like comfortable, I need to talk to you because I have an idea that I need your help with.
Is there a Facebook group?
Yeah, man. I'll send you like a Facebook chat or something. And I'll have a stable internet connection, so I won't be cutting in and out all the time.
Is there a Facebook group for Scorched Earth? It's just the Big House Milsim, if I'm not mistaken.
Right now, that was Big House Milsim community page. It's where we're going to be having all the stuff for Scorched Earth. Here's the problem when it comes down to if we decide to do like yet another group page for those. It's like we have to monitor all these things, and it becomes a wider range.
Yeah,
Geigerlands is a little different because it was role play centric. So we're going to be putting everything on the Big House Milsim group and on the Big House Milsim page, which, by the way, if you guys are not part of the Big House Milsim page,
join it. Please join it. It'll save you so much headache. Just join it, for God's sakes.
Pulling it up right now. Come join the page. Follow it because we will be making announcements and stuff there. The page is right here.
I'm just going to use this one for now.
Yeah, Tubbs. We really look forward to having you out there, man. By the way, Tubbs, remember I told you about green and tan? Change green. I told you one particular thing. It's actually tan is what you're looking for because the CO switched. All right, let's see what we got here. Hello there.
All right, General Kenobi.
That's what somebody sent to me. So we still are working on what our fourth Milsim's or our fourth event's going to be at the prison. So now for next year we're going to have Syndicate, and then about a month later we're going to have Geigerlands 2. All that because we want to make sure that things are. We want to have enough space in between so people can recover for the events. Plus, we want to avoid the heat. When it comes down to these things, like Red Eye, I think was actually freezing in his armor because the temperatures were just so cold out there. It was like our winter in Florida was with the temperatures that were at Crescent this weekend. But we don't want to go too late into the summer because we don't want people to get overheated. We did have a few people that were feeling the effects of heat this weekend, but luckily we didn't have like what happened at Bad Blood.
If we have another Bad Blood, just amount of e-cash, fighting words for whoever doesn't bring hydration bladders, leaving it at that.
4 events, there's a bunch of rock, paper, scissors. Somebody actually like has been making recommendations a lot about doing a Walking Dead themed game, and I'm like,
I was just thinking about that.
I have been a part of one, and it sounds amazing until you get massive player attrition because nobody wants to be a zombie for 3 hours.
Says you.
Okay, nobody other than Joker.
I love being the zombie king.
Silent is more than happy to become zombies for an event, just so y'all know.
Hell yeah.
We're more than happy to do some weird crap. As we've proven this time.
I gotta. It's like a big hand to the freaking Asylum guys, man. You all were having. You all made like so many people just turn tail and run. It was great. So,
everybody keeps on telling me I need to work at Halloween Horror Nights. It's what I've been trying to do for a while.
It sounds like it.
Hang on a second. Sim, accept me into milky goodness of smegma. You know the group whose name I came up with from Stu.
I accepted them, and it's the Society for Society for Masterfully Elated, Graceful, Majestic Airsofters. I'm trying to figure out why there's fireworks going off right now outside my house.
I mean, if we're talking about game design, especially for something like a zombie game, that one I could see where limited ammo would work because you could just take bottles of ammo and drop them off, and then settlements have to fight for those resources.
Yeah.
And then
the best way I've seen it run, and people are gonna gripe, but they did it, and it was shotguns and pistols only.
Okay.
So that you had to take time to reload. And the zombie, they had a NPC zombie faction that went out. And you were a zombie until a certain time limit. I want to say they had like a 30-minute timer, or if one of your friends found a zombie antidote and got to you. And it actually kept the flow going a bit better than the bits I've gone to where if you're a zombie, you're a zombie.
I mean, doesn't
it's
sound
not like
bad.
we don't have stims or anything.
Yeah.
By the way, look, Sin,
Possible.
here's the syringe that I was supposed to bring with me to fill those IV bags.
But yeah, no, it's one of the things we're thinking about because there's other types of events we'd like to have, and I appreciate everybody's feedback back on it. It's just making them work at the prison and making them work so that everybody's actually having fun. My chief concern about a zombie game is player attrition, followed by people that are going to find some weird place to hide, and we're not going to know where they are at the end of the game.
Well, if we do decide to do a zombie game, which we'll talk with the team about how to do it. I think I think there's a way that we can get it done. If we do the zombie game, it'll be another camp on the AO side. We take over Brainerd.
Welcome, Brainerd.
That will be the one that would be in early September. So it's a little bit cooler out, so it's not nearly as hot as it is now. And that one will be camp out on the AO, taking over key major buildings.
Yeah. So funny enough, Tubbs, I actually talked to KC about filming an SCP series on the property, and he's all for it. So we're going to be assembling that sometime next year, and that's not going to be like an airsoft event. That's going to be actual shooting of a web series. Because I did not realize how obsessed KC was with SCP until I brought it up to him.
Hey man, SCP is pretty lit.
Yeah, evidently. If Lauren's watching this, it'll be funny as hell. Lauren didn't tell Casey what type of event we're having. Because if he had known what we were having, he would have been playing with us. He says, for Geigerlands next year, I'm a wizard. Make me a wizard. And I was like, yes, sir. She goes, she wanted me to work and not participate. And yeah. So I was like, look, I don't get between mommy and daddy fighting, okay? I'll just keep doing my thing over here.
You heard what I said. I was like, don't put me in this.
I know, right? Leave me the hell out of this one. I'm the good kid now. Some of the suggestions that were made for a zombie game could work. It could work there. We could do modified rules for it. If we have the Asylum come up for that, I think Red Eye and them can build a pretty decent faction where they don't mind being zombies for most of the time, and we could still trigger. We could turn it into essentially rolling evos that just don't end. So, in other words, what you could do is like how we had the Rad Storm this time, where we could have zombie swarms hit certain buildings, at set time periods throughout the day, as if it were evos.
Honestly, depending on how you set up the pacing, they kind of run themselves as evos. Because so there's been a couple of events where we got to like the last survivor and we just like you won and then reset.
I'm making the series anyways.
Yeah.
Down the line.
So you know, you could always have the saviors. You could always have the you know, Alexandria and all that other stuff. So you can actually have a lot of that stuff set up there. And a lot of those buildings can be opened up for that, and people can camp out. So, but yeah, we'll keep working. We'll keep rolling the gears. We'll see what the players want. The biggest factor that comes in with what our plans were for next year was going to be 3 mil sims and 1 RP event. The reason why we have it set up that particular way is because we have a player base in play for for milsims. I know, man, I'm tired. I really am. I'm trying to get the words out of my mouth.
English.
I don't speak it. Not now. Terminus. We are Terminus.
Yeah. Anyway, is we have the player base built up for the milsims, which helps generate what we need to do the other events. And if we build up a bigger RP base than we have, then absolutely we can start rolling out more of that style of event. Because ultimately it comes to what does the player base want?
Exactly. Because we'll build out and we'll start modifying things as the player base go. I really do like doing some things that change that is affected by the previous game. Like we sort of did that with Syndicate, right? Spawn switched because of what happened at Syndicate 1 to Syndicate 2. I'm sure something else is going to happen for Syndicate 3, just for Syndicate 3 because of what happened at Syndicate 2. Like we'll be sitting down and going over rules and stuff for that. So there's probably something big that's going to happen for Syndicate for the start of the game, where people are placed or where some stuff goes on. But when it comes down to like the RP events, I would love to have a Walking Dead, a zombie style game that continues to grow every single year, and things change every single year of the stuff that is taken over and all that. People asked if we ever be allowed back in Building 1 again. We are definitely trying to work to get the basement of Building 1. The biggest problem is cleanup. So if you really are looking to help us out with these events and everything else, we can definitely use some people that can help us with the cleanup crew, either before an event or definitely after the event is the big one. We have plenty of brooms. We're going to have plenty of blowers and masks. It's just a matter of getting all the BBs and shit cleaned up. Mostly it's the frag grenade shit. What else you got there, Virtue?
I will say that Geigerlands was definitely a step in the proper direction to eventually getting access to 1, because we showed that we can clean the AO.
We'll never go above the basement in 1. I just
no.
don't want to risk I just don't want to risk the rest of that building.
But anyway, what I'm trying to say is Geigerlands gave us quote unquote good credit towards the site because we proved that we can actually do this. We can actually keep the clean and take care of the AO. Which is great, because I hate nothing more than getting the angry phone call, and getting the happy, elated phone call this time was amazing.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep pushing forward these events and keep them evolving and rolling. So if you guys want to see a specific type of event, show us the support for it. Show us that you want it. Get your friends interested in it so that we can get these player base built so that we can run these events for you guys. Because if we can't get the turnouts for certain type of events, what? Oh.
That's a good one.
Oh.
Tyler, chef's kiss, sir. That was beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful.
But as I was saying, if you guys want to see these type of events, zombie events, more roleplay events, show us that. Go to the forums, go to the community page, post up what you would like. Get your friends to talk to us about it. You show us more interest in it, and we can put forth the effort to get it done. But ultimately, we have to have a player base at these events that will support the event itself so that we can actually pay the insurance, pay the property, get all the stuff up for these events you guys want to get done. We need to know that there is a want and a need for this so that we can push them forward. There was a lot of interest showed in Geigerlands. Way more interest was showed than people that showed up. We had a lot of people show up, but if 20 to 30%, I would say, of the people that said they wanted to come actually came, we would have been over capacity.
But I mean, we were dealing with some blowback from the stuff that happened, and I'll go through and I want to address a couple of things because we had a lot of these questions that happened. What happened between us and Central Penn Milson? We've been pretty mum on the subject, like majorly mum on the subject, because we were trying to take a higher ground, and we still are. We are really trying to take a high ground. There were some major failures that happened on behalf of Dylan himself, and by Dylan that means Central Penn Milson. All right, Dylan showed up late he showed up at 12:35 when we went to go open the gates for Syndicate 2. If you're an owner of the event, or if you're a CEO, or you're the head guy that's supposed to be there, you need to be there like how Sin and I were for this event. I was busting Sin's chops a little bit because he showed up at like 8:15 instead of being there at 8 o'clock like he said he was going to be. You need to be there hours in advance in case something goes wrong, so we can make decisions to change and adjust. Dylan decided to show up at 12:35, came in like a wrecking ball, pissed off all the staff, and then at 12:50 or 12:52, just gates open at 1. The calls over the radio that we need to have a staff meeting. Gates are about to open. Now's not the time to have a staff meeting. It never should have happened. That was like the first aspect of it. Leaving and thinking other people had leaving each day and thinking other people had taken care of stuff that I show up after going to dinner thinking that Dylan and them are still there because I'm staying on site to protect it, but JTF's still going. Next thing we know, I have 2 people, I don't even know who they are, or not associated with any of the groups for admin, watching the vendor area where there's like $20,000 worth of airsoft stuff. Like, that was irresponsible. Then there was the biggest nail in the coffin for Dylan for the event was making the bad decision to use Building 1 for the fight on Sunday, which was a extremely bad call, saying it's okay to fight in the tarp room over the radio, which is also never should have happened because there was some damage that happened to that wood paneling that we're trying to protect. And then leaving an hour before all the other staff and not doing the one responsibility that was on his shoulders, which was to clean the AO. He left. Because of all that, Dylan was fired from ever being able to come onto the site again. Sin and I, were hired on to run the events at Big House at the prison, and that's Big House Milson. The other thing that came out after that was the intellectual property of the games. Syndicate 1 and 2 were designed mostly by Christian with my input on the games, the rules and everything else. So that was Christian's in mind, baby. Mostly Christian did most of the writing of all that. Most of that stuff's his rules. I did a lot of clarifications and a couple of cool things that I would like to see. Syndicate 2, Sin had a little bit of input on there, but Geigerlands was the 3 of us. Christian did the bulk of the writing, bulk of the rules writing, wrote most of that stuff from scratch. That was all of his baby that he's been dreaming for years. To turn around and say that those rule sets were from Central Penn Milson's creative team is, just extremely bad form to say that because it wasn't there. It was us. So we just want to put that out there because people had a lot of questions. And the best of luck in his future endeavors. Go off and have fun. I'm not going out on different sites and all that, bad-mouthing Central Penn Milson or anything else. I'm not setting up events at the same time as his events, hoping to take away player bases or anything else. We try to take the path of the high road and do stuff that's for the community here, and that's what we always continue to do. So if you guys ever have any questions about what happened or feel the need to, wonder what went down, come talk to us. We'll be more than welcome to talk about it. The only thing we're here for is the players. and to bring up awesome event and protect that field. That's the key thing for that prison, is that we have to protect it. Because look, all airsofters are idiots. We're idiots. We do stupid crap all the time. We just have to make sure that we're protecting this site 100% so we don't have that stuff happen. Literally, the decision to fight in the tarp room was one of the stupidest decisions I've ever seen in airsoft to date by somebody that's in charge. I couldn't believe it. I'm still dumbfounded to this day.
My stance is the way it's been since this all went down. Good luck, and I don't care. I don't. I anybody that's known me for a while, inside airsoft, outside airsoft, I don't waste time on drama or things that are beyond my control. Somebody fucked up. They need to own up to the fact that they did. That's not my problem. I got brought on with the sole concern of protecting that AO and making sure that these players play a game safely and have a good time. That is my job. That is what I'm going to do. Anything beyond that, I don't care.
Which is completely valid, by the way.
So, with that being said, if you guys have anything, feel free to always come up to us and ask us about it. We'll share the information that we have. And we look forward to putting on great events. That's why we're also going to set our schedule in advance so people know exactly what the schedule is. So people can't say we're trying to conflict on purpose, because we're not. We're just out here to have a good time and do some really awesome stuff. So moving forward, and hopefully it just won't affect future events, because we knew what the attrition was because of the stuff that went down. So Geigerlands suffered greatly for it. Everybody can see that we're still putting on great events. You can see that the stuff that we're doing here is all focused on you, the player. FC.
Wow. On to less depressing topics, please.
I'm not depressed. I'm just, you know what it is? It's as if I did the 24-hour stream, and it's now that crashing period for me.
Oh dear God.
I'm tired, man. It's like
it's the recovery. It's the after event recovery. Everybody thinks you'll get up on Monday and be just fine. No, Wednesdays when you start turning it around after running around like an idiot for a couple of days.
I would have been fine if I would have got in like midnight. I really would have. I would have been fine. I would have slept well, and I wouldn't be like this, because my body's not sore at all. My body's not tired. Okay, happy. I'm just mental. I'm just exhausted right now. So Red Eye's not even home yet.
No, we haven't even stopped. We went to the Haunted Hotel with you. We went on a hike to look for an abandoned haunted mine. Then we went to a ghost town. Then we went to some place that had goats and bicycles everywhere and paid $32 for a crappy beer and a crappy quesadilla. And now we're on the way home, scheduled to be home at 1 a.m.
Jesus. That's actually a good point there. I think that's Riley that brought it up. So many people this weekend, just because it's a role play event, do not sacrifice your footwear. Bring good shoes. There are so many people that are like, oh, my ankles, oh, my feet. I see you up there.
Hey, my ankles don't hurt at all. My feet didn't hurt at all. Mm-hmm. I got good soles in them shoes, sir.
Yeah, but again, and this goes for every event you go to, whether it be one of ours or not, man. Never skimp on freaking footwear. The one dude who I made put on actual shoes because he was rocking Crocs. Yeah.
Oh, and something else new that you all might like. You can now also purchase. You should be able to purchase tickets through Hop Up for OBH Milsom here real soon.
Don't sleep in a cab chair. I think it's Dalton. Somebody was sleeping in a hammock between two cells all weekend.
That was impressive. I saw that. They go, "Can I do that?" I was like, I went up there. I looked at it. I was like, "Yeah, it's deal. It's supported. Go for it."
It was
crazy. Joby.
Was it Joby?
Joby did that. Yeah.
You had new boots, and that's why. You got to break them in. Mm-hmm. So most people don't realize this. Ex-military, Army, Marines, you guys know this dirty trick. You get new boots, you treat them like a baseball glove. You put some socks in them, put them under your mattress, sleep on them for a while to break in the leather and the heel.
No, poor Tubbs, man. I woke up. I think it was Friday morning, and I guess the cot that Tubb bought from Walmart. Yeah, Saturday morning. The cot that Tubbs bought from Walmart. The middle of it has like two little like angular like V arms or legs, and they shifted, so the whole thing just collapsed like this. I wake up in the morning and I see Tubbs sitting in a sitting in a chair, just upright in a chair, just. And I wanted to wake him up, but then at the same time I was like, I don't know why he's in there. I think I should leave him alone.
So
he ended up going back to Walmart and buying a big old freaking air mattress that looks like a god should sleep on.
I think he would need it after
Poor
that.
guy.
But I'm going to warn people for the next event that if you guys are coming, you want to sleep in those cells, twin size mattresses, twin size air mattresses, or really to spend the money and get twin sized the foam things from Amazon. I think they're cheaper, and you can roll them up and compress them again. Just get those what are those vacuum bags or whatever. They compress back down again.
But yeah, they are definitely twin size. But I know it was a great event. I think people enjoyed the fact that the food truck was out there, which I didn't know how well it was going to work being on the AO. But the hilarious of people trying to guard their food with their guns up while they were sneaking off to go eat somewhere. There was somebody eating a bowl of ramen in like high grass in the middle of the field, and it was absolutely hilarious.
There was so I went to go leave the asylum like Saturday night to go over to Sin City for a minute to go do something, and I had made a path through the brush that had no things and all that had like nothing, that it didn't really make noise. It was all soft grass and there was no trees. So I go walking through, and a lot of people know that I have really good night vision where I can see really well in starlight. So I saw a group of people coming up. Like I saw them as I'm walking towards the thing. They're walking up from Sin City, and as they come up, I just come around the corner and they're right there. And I was like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" It was 4 guys, and I want to know who it was because I don't remember their faces. It was not people that I recognized. 3 of them screamed like schoolgirls, and the 4th one ran away. I was laughing my ass off because I did not intend to scare the shit out of them. And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" The people I did scare jumped like out of their skin.
Were they silent?
No. They were coming up the road from Sin City. You're breaking up. You must be in the mountains again. There he goes. Bye. And then Buck's gone again. I see brake lights in the mirrors in the window, so I think he's going to be gone.
Sorry, my package from Fayachi just showed up.
Oh, is it the laser and light? Yeah, the laser underneath. Nice. Oh, let's thank Fayachi. You know, out of the drop of the hat, they went ahead and sent us that 3x multiplying flip up sight.
Yeah,
that was pretty badass. So, I was just looking on Amazon right now. They do have the 8-inch mattresses for like 144, or the 6 inches for like 124. That's not a bad price at all. About the same price as a really good high quality air mattress. Here's one for $89. But we are looking at doing some cool stuff for the prison guys. Oh, Buck's back.
Hey, sorry. The other guy was heading out, so I was helping him to his car. It's fucking pouring out.
I intend to purchase the files. laser pistols. I have a few more laser pistols for next game. That laser pistol hurt, sir. You're the one that shot me in there. In that thing. Ow, admin.
Yeah, I'm like that one guy that gave us the Osprey suppressors that flipped into a muzzle cover for the raffle. Those are phenomenal.
They were awesome. All right. With all that being said, is there anything else?
Yeah. All that being said, is there anything else?
Go ahead, Red Eye.
That was Ben. He was on the asylum, I believe. When you're talking about the one that made the suppressor that acted as a barrel mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's dead. He's gone.
He's driving,
If anybody has any questions, now's the time. We're starting to wind down. I'll even take some tech questions right now, as long as they don't have to do with a G36.
I have air leaks inside the all three of my haters. I forgot to give them to you.
Oh crap! All right.
Also, if anybody has any suggestions for the Discord, feel free to post them in the Facebook group or at me, or just have a messenger request in here, and I will tell you whether or not I can do it.
If you guys want more events where we can camp out on the AO, we'll definitely look at that. We forgot to test your HPA hater.
I gave the hater to Joker so he could run it.
Yeah, and I put it as a CO2. So I have suggestions. Not sure if they're good though. Yeah, I know it's been Red Eye. I remember now that was Ben. After I said it, I mean, it really was a great. I'm still on a high from the event. Thursday, we're going to be going over everything that has to do with Scorched Earth. Hopefully, I'll have a better storyline fleshed out for you guys. But we'll also, hopefully by then, also I'll have the price for the hotels. So Tubbs, Gigi's hotel room, and I'll be in the RV on site for that though. I mean, I'm not going to be doing that drive 30 minutes away. I think I missed a lot of the fun that was out there. But we're definitely going to open up the cell blocks again. So I think the players, and you all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you guys had the most fun with that to date so far. So Brad Walsh, why the G36 hate? It's because nobody's gotten him one yet. Get him one.
There's only one I will accept. There's only one.
I know. I showed the pic. It was the picture I had up for last week, for the last stream.
Because the internals of that gun were engineered by a blind idiot.
It's now our background. See?
Yeah, because honestly. A pink pistol. I had a pink plate carrier. I had a full pink and white camo, and it was for breast cancer awareness. I run in a full pink kit to raise money for breast cancer awareness, and it was my Save the Tatas outfit, and it got stolen. So I'm rebuilding
it. Me and Aaron are playing for more decorations for the cells at Geiger too. Most people did not realize that you could camp out on the AO, which is funny considering we talked how much we talked about it. And I found it was kind of amusing that it was all that all that stuff was going down, but it needs a Hello Kitty sticker. So for Geigerlands 2, guys, it's going to be like how we did Syndicate. Geigerlands 2 is only 6 months away? Something like that, 9 months away?
Geigerlands 2 is 6 months away? Or do you mean Syndicate?
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, he means Geiger.
Wait, when are we doing Geiger?
5, 6, 7.
I thought Geiger was
away.
Game that we were planning on.
It's going to be May.
What?
Yeah. So, all right, there was a plan that was in place for pretty much our schedule, right? Um, the way we want to do it is because of how many people were wearing, and I figured this was going to happen, and I was right. People wear a lot of excess stuff
Yeah.
for Geigerlands because it's Fallout. You have all this stuff that are on you. Heat is the biggest killer, the biggest drain on everybody. So,
Sure.
April is always going to be our syndicate series moving forward. It's going to be cold. It's going to be nice. It's going to be fresh. You know, if you ever need fake drugs, you just simply go to the ground and pick up a bunch of snow. You know, that's always going to be our starting game as the syndicate series.
Sure.
What, bud? Can I get mom? Jeez. Hold on.
Why don't we do Geiger in like September?
Because the prison has other things going on, and we have to get our schedule around their schedule. If that makes any logical sense.
Okay.
We basically give them dates we would like, and they go down it and say no until they say yes.
Lovely. Is there anything you would like to see in the Big House Milsim community Discord, Sin?
I'll talk to you about it later because I have been on a bunch of other Discords. I want to actually have the badge system set up so, like, as they attend events, we can add the badges.
Sure.
So going back to what I was saying before, we wanted May because it was still cool out, like it was in the 50s and 60s. So if you're wearing a bunch of leather and everything else, you don't get overheated. Like I'm sure the guys in the power armor would love that temperature, right, Paul? So that's why we're trying to do it that way. And in August, if it's a zombie game, that means people can wear a lot less stuff because it's going to be another thing. But we'll figure out what we're going to do for August. And it's actually not going to be August. It's going to be like the first week of September or something like that. And then, of course, we end every year with Scorched Earth the first week in November. We try to do the first week of November so we can avoid the 20-degree weather. So that's the method to our madness. So does hey Sin, what's that Blade Runner pistol up there?
Oh, it is the actual Blade Runner pistol. So if you don't know about these, there is no licensed version of the Elfin Blaster from Blade Runner. But this company in Germany released those for a limited run. I think they managed to sell like 100 before they got shut down. So I grabbed that because I wanted to do a mold of it so I can make an airsoft version of it for myself.
Nice.
Because my three dream guns that have never been made in airsoft are the Blade Runner pistol, the Winona from Farscape, and the the Star Trek laser rifle.
All right. So does anybody have anything else they want to share before we start wrapping this up?
Negative.
See what Ducky said?
Japanese garage kits. Yeah. Again, nothing is ever. That's legit the closest to an actual replica of the Blade Runner pistol that anybody's ever made, and it's a squirt gun. So I just have to find the time to get it cast.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, with all that being said, let's go ahead and start wrapping things up so I can go to sleep. Next, here comes the list of stuff that we're going to be going through. The very next thing that we're going to be attending, or at least I'm going to be attending. Stop that. Hide. Thank you. Restream is being weird. Me and a lot of my team, some of the guys that are at Geigerlands are actually going to be going to Sirius Viking 4. I'm on Dagger Company. I'll be running in the green. It's going to be at the Guardian Center, and that's probably going to be one of my last Guardian Center trips I do there. The Guardian Center is definitely one of those locations that you need to go to at least once to experience, to have fun with. But it is a pricey event, so I'll be going to the Guardian Center. I'll be having fun there. The oh man, end of September is going to be Black Dragon Siege 2. It's the last week of September. Then we have October, New York Comic Con. We have Swift Justice 2. We have a small little zombie game that's going to be right around the corner from my house. And then for Halloween, I might be actually up there prepping for the prison game. So that's going to be a lot of cool stuff up there. Obviously, we'll have Scorched Earth. The next time that we are going to be streaming will be on Thursday at 8 p.m. That's going to be our Big House Milsim stream where we talk everything about Scorched Earth, Syndicate, Geigerlands, all that fun stuff. We should have a lot of the video from Geigerlands ready to go so you guys could see some of the fun that we had. So it's going to be like Geigerlands AAR 2 to go over the stuff that's there. Talking mostly and primarily about the things that are going on. Of course, we're back broadcasting every Tuesday now, 7 o'clock, going over. We are trying to get a mobile setup ready so that way we can actually have some of these streams while we're on the road so you guys don't miss out. It's really, and I don't think Sid and I stated enough. We do appreciate when you guys keep asking us, hey, where are you at? Where you at? Our no stream tonight and all that. It really shows that you guys at least tune in and enjoy our show. So if you got this far in there, if you guys want, go ahead and smash that like button, smash the follow. Obviously, share this stuff. If you're on YouTube, we do have some subscription models set up. And I think at the end of September, we're going to be doing our first giveaway for subscribers. So right now, there's only one subscriber. So that subscriber is going to get whatever we're going to give out. So if you can, hit that subscriber. It really helps us. And when we talk about subscribers, the paid subscriptions thing, it helps us keep the lights on and gives the more that we raise, the more that we give away. So other than that, does anybody else have anything else to say before I do the final closing? Because now the deep voice is coming in.
I got nothing.
I'm good, man.
That means I'm getting really tired now. All right. Well, I'm Joker from Players Wanted. With me is the man with the mohawk, the king of the high kappas, Virtue from Sinister Customs.
Nailed it that time.
We got, down below, we have Red Eye from the Asylum, our scare actors, the role players galore, the Fantastimo Ooga Ooga. And of course, the beautiful Misty that we can't see right now on screen. And of course, Just Buck. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, may your BBs fly true and your opponents always call your hits